Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foul Ball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're doing well. I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you so very much. This is the MFer Cocktail Lounge, the Friday night drinking stream, where we talk a little shit, have a few drinks, kind of recap the stories of the day, or just talk about whatever we feel like. Thank you so much for joining us. Joining me today is an esteemed panel of very esteemed men. Hello, just another red shirt. How are you?
I'm doing really well, Matt. Thank you.
That's good.
And welcome to everybody in the chat.
Right on. Well, thanks for joining. Joining us as well as the Wake Down. Hail, my good man. How are you?
I'm well as can be expected. I'm not dead, so there's always that.
Fucking A. And joining us just in the nick of time, 24/7 Fusion Media. How's it going, brother?
I'm good. Just happy to be here, man. Been looking forward to this all day. So,
right on, man. Glad to have you.
hey, thank you, man.
You really do have like a late night DJ's voice. You know, like a late night FM DJ. You know.
Yeah, I could hear that voice on a 2 a.m. jazz program.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Your man with the master plan.
See?
Yeah,
I support this. Yeah.
And joining us as well, Brian, the Nerdporeal Life Form. How's it going, buddy?
Good. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Nerdporeal Life Form's got an up-and-coming channel. Puts together some pretty good content, and he's going to hang out with us for a little while. Vigilante Williamson will be joining us later. Not sure exactly when, but he will be here. And then hopefully we'll get maybe Comics and Tom in. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be a fun little show. Let's see who's hanging out in the chat. The chat there. Got Ascension Dildo. Hail. How's it going, Ascension Dildo? Oh, the Islington girl. Hello, the Islington girl. Good to see you. That 70s rock fan. What's going on, that 70s rock fan? For all you Scottish Canadian, that 70s rock fans, have no fear. He will be back. But this is the new format for the Cocktail Lounge. I'm trying to keep it a little tidier as far as how many people are on the show, because it's gotten to the point where I can't have any more. Literally, people try to join and it bounces them out. So I'm trying to just keep the groups a little smaller, a little more just tidy, so that the show's a little more manageable. But yeah, he will be back. Mr. Dragon. Hail, Mr. Dragon. Good to see you, sir. APM. What's up, my friend? How you doing, APM? Great. Oh, and that reminds me, everyone who was here, who watched the Culture Crime Fighters the other day with Gary from Nerdrotic, which was so damn cool. That was terrific. Thank you for watching, and everyone who donated to my friend's GoFundMe. That was very generous. I really appreciate it. She was incredibly grateful. So you're awesome. Thank you for doing that. Small Time, Hail. How's it going, Small Time? Good to see you. Good to see you. Lord Thoth, the mighty Lord Thoth. He will be returning. Have no fear. Lord Thoth will be back as well. Cold Era, Hail. All righty. Well, that's everybody. How's FNT tonight? I didn't get to catch too much. How'd it go, Richard?
It went really well. They talked about, that Kevin Smith made an appearance. I have to admit, I focused on the chat, especially at that point, because I'm like, I have heard about Kevin Smith too many times.
You know what's funny? It's amazing how, because I think as much as we try to fight it, I think we do kind of live in our own. Cold Era is Robert's new channel. Oh,
yes, exactly.
Oh, I don't like when people change their name. It's confusing.
Well, Robert used to change his name every half an hour. At least now he sticks with Cold Era.
But he would go back to being Robert. It's like who Grinakuma. It's like, who's Grinakuma now? I lost him forever. I don't know who he is, and I loved Grinakuma. It makes me sad, but So it's like, I think unfortunately we do kind of live in our own echo chamber in the sense that we have such a complex discussion going on with all this culture war bullshit and the wokeifying of media and the kind of destruction of all the things. But a lot of people, they really don't get it, and they don't see what it is where we see. Like I was listening to Jim and Sam the other day talking about like this thing, and they were laughing. And granted, they're friends with Kevin Smith, but they were laughing at like, oh, all these grown ass men who, you know, are mad at a cartoon is now about a girl. And they thought it was funny and like, how can you get involved and all this stuff? And I was like, man, you guys really just don't get it. You just don't understand.
That's the same argument that they used against Star Wars fans whenever Star Wars fans started complaining about the course of the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
You know, this is just a property for children. How can grown men get mad about this? Well, as a grown man who spent roughly $6,000 or $7,000 on Star Wars shit across the span of his entire life, I think I have a right to be angry about this.
And
Yes.
yeah. And it's not
and
like a
there's-
kid's cartoon. That's the thing that's even more frustrating. Like it's a mature adults cartoon made for fans who were kids when it came out.
It's for everyone,
Yes.
basically. It's for
But they-
adults and for kids,
Right.
in my opinion.
They touched on something important on FNT, though, after discussing a bunch of these things. They said, look, keep in mind, culture is upstream of politics. That's Andrew Breitbart. This stuff is being put into the culture and has been put into the culture for years, not because they just don't have any talent and they want to subvert a popular brand so they can get eyeballs on it, although I'm sure that's part of it.
Part of it, yeah.
It's they want to reach the two guys you're talking about who haven't figured out yet that they're being conditioned.
Yeah.
They think this is all about a child's cartoon. It's aimed directly at them, and they are absolutely blind to it.
Yeah. And additionally, like it's not the point. The point is not whether it's a children's cartoon or, oh, it's stupid to get upset about this. It's like if it was just that, then okay, maybe you'd have a point. But it's literally everything. It's the amount of franchises that have been destroyed by this woking stuff is crazy. I mean, when you really sit and think about how many it is, it's like it's obviously you got Star Trek, Star Wars, you know, Doctor Who, but you also have what was that? The Westworld. You've got The Last of Us 2. I mean, it didn't ruin it, but they did it with Battlefield for a while. I mean, they've done it with it's countless. The Umbrella Academy, Terminator.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Ocean's 8.
Like it's countless. How many properties? Ghostbusters. It's the list goes on and on, and it's everything. It's all of media. So when they it's amazing how blind that people can be. They're like, oh, this is isolated. It's like it's not even slightly isolated. It's all
just
culture.
the argument they make.
Right.
It's the first barrier that they throw up to try and stop your argument. Your defense.
Which is the equivalent of saying it's just a movie.
Right.
It's just a children's cartoon. It's just a movie. It's just a TV show. It's not a big deal.
Right.
It is a big deal.
It's just my $10. It's just my $15. Oh, there's something
It's
else
just
I can
my
use
fucking
with that.
culture, man. It's my goddamn the backbone of this
Right,
society.
right that way. That's it. It's our culture.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not just the franchises we liked, whether you were a fan of Star Trek or Star Wars. It's about the culture that could produce a Star Trek or a Star Wars.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Yep. And then that forms the ideals. It forms the values of said culture. It reflects who we are as a people. It becomes, I don't want to say it becomes your identity, but it becomes a big foundation for who you are. I mean, I'm 36. I saw Star Wars when I was 5. 31 of the 36 years I'm alive, I've been a Star Wars fan. That's a big deal to me. Like you destroying that, you are attacking a big part of who I am.
Well, back in the 1930s, there was a nation state, a culture, where that was exactly what people were saying, and nobody was listening. It's just our culture. And very quickly, it's just our culture became, it's just a train car.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest. No offense to that analogy. I'm so sick of hearing people try to make points with fucking Nazis and Hitler and the World War II. I got it. I know. All due respect, wake down. It's like the Gina Carano thing. You're like, all right, okay. But I mean, you're not wrong though. The thing is, you're not wrong. It is that. It's always a trickle. It always starts off like droplet, and then it's a glass of water.
That's very systematic. Like, like the Jewish people, like they kept systematically throughout the 30s losing more and more of their rights until they were eventually taken out of their homes and put in ghettos and stuff. So
it's true. It's true. Man of War 665 Neighbor the Beast is joining us. Hail, my good man. I believe we will be seeing each other in Vegas coming up in a few weeks. That is coming up. It's July 30th.
Can't wait.
Right?
Can't wait. And I got a €5 super chat coming in from Thor, God of Thunder, tapping that Asgard. €5. Say, it's jarring when you see it go on, lol. And to say it's just this, it's just that, it's our culture. It's the stories passed on for millennia. Yes.
Yeah, all of these things are based off of something else that was based off of something else. These are modern myths and legends. These are, it's the same thing as a few thousand years ago with the Iliad and the Odyssey, the story 100%. Of Homer.
Yes,
right. And these are the modern myths. Oh, let's add Tolkien talking about a modern myth. Sure. It was written to be a modern mythology. These are the myths that would have been passed on to the next generation and the one after and the one after. And they want to erase them so that what we got can't be passed on.
Right. Absolutely. Destroy the culture. And then there's nothing to fight for. There's no legacy. There's no attachment. And anything that you do attach to, or anything that's behind that, came before you, is bad. It's evil, and it should be replaced and changed.
It's very unnerdy. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
What I noticed in the industry, whether it's movies, TV, film or TV, or in comic books and things like that, what it is you're getting a lot of people that are coming into the industry that are not a part of the industry. And they're the ones that are starting to set the standards of what goes down or what doesn't, right along with the people that have the money, to bring them in and change, the higher ups in all these companies. They have activists that are coming in and they're writing shows or they're coming in, they're coming in to advise or do a bunch of changes, and they're just going with it. And these are people that have nothing to do with the entertainment industry that are making comic books, and they're writing Superman scripts with J.J. Abrams.
Right.
And these are people that are coming in and now that, they're the go-to guys.
Yeah.
Now.
And they have no passion for the thing that they're working in.
Exactly.
They don't care about it. They're not interested in it. They just want to, use it as a platform. Like I was telling Gary the other day, it's a trinket. It's a merit badge. They just get to be a part of the thing. They're not interested in what the new Marvel property is. They don't care about the lore and the legacy of Star Wars or any of this stuff. They don't give a shit. What they give a shit about is being part of what's popular and what's cool, because they're trendy people. They're boring. They're not like, they don't really care. They don't have these passions. They just want to be in it.
But that doesn't make them not dangerous. That's still very dangerous.
Extremely.
Oh yeah.
And I know Abrams in particular, when he's like, I was listening to special features for Star Trek 2009, and they were just thinking, when they make decisions was like, oh, it must be, I think it would be cool to do this. Let's have him do this, instead of really thinking it through whether or not it would make sense or not. So, and I mean, I initially liked 2009, but there were things that I didn't like Beastie Boys, for instance.
Yeah, well, just the simple fact that in that era, anybody would have still been listening to that.
Yeah.
2009?
Yeah, well, I thought you were talking about this 2009 Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the era in which it's being played, nobody would have still been listening to Beastie Boys.
It was kind of cool. I mean, it was a little out of place in that property, but it was cool. They used it well, because that's the thing. He's JJ's a lot like Zack Snyder in the sense that he's really flashy and he knows how to make compelling visuals that are fun to watch.
He's trying to imitate Spielberg and Raiders of the Lost Ark in particular.
Yeah. And it was just a cool moment. He's on that hover bike or whatever, and it's it was cool. I mean, I didn't grow up a Star Trek fan, so when I saw that one, I didn't I didn't really. I was like, this is great. Like, I loved it. Like, I thought the 2009 Star Trek was a blast. I had so much fun watching it. But then every time,
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
no, but every time I rewatched it, I liked it less and less. And then all of a sudden, you realize, oh my god, this is all like it's like a magic show. It's like an illusion, fluff.
That's exactly what it is. It's JJ's textbook mystery box approach.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? But yes, 2009, it was basically Star Wars,
Yep.
Romulan mining vessel is like a Death Star. Yep. That doesn't make any
good
sense.
Point.
There's no verisimilitude with when you rewatch 2009. To me, there's no verisimilitude. So, as Robert Meyer Burnett would, put it. So
I like, just for the sake of the chat. I mean, I know what it means, but could you define what verisimilitude means?
Verisimilitude is basically your ability to suspend your disbelief when you're watching a movie. So you're watching a science fiction, and they have established rules. You can, accept it and believe it. If you don't buy it, then the movie failed.
I can be a little more specific. It's from Latin. In Latin, it means the appearance of truth. So in a fictional story, something that adds verisimilitude is something that, let's say somebody says, hey, watch it, the coffee's hot. That's silly, but
right.
Coffee's hot. So, right. Okay, we're operating in a world where coffee is hot and gravity makes people fall. It makes things fall. And when you start adding those features in, you get verisimilitude. That's the difference between hard science fiction or science fiction in a lot of ways and absolute fantasy, where someone just waves a magic wand and says something and something disappears. There's no verisimilitude there. You have to believe in magic. So when you're making a movie that's supposed to be a believable world, the things in that world should look familiar. Not everything should look weird, different, or strange.
Especially if it's a pre-established, franchise. You're trying to capture fans. You're trying to, win over the fans. The ones that supported this over the years. So
the thing is, ultimately, even if you are making a story about like a futuristic planetary civilization, that's a story. We don't have any proof they really exist. The story is for humans on Earth. So there has to be some kind of touchstones, something that we can identify with to keep it like grounded and interesting. Like if there's nothing that like you can identify with, it's like, well, this isn't a story for people. This is like you've written like a textbook about another culture.
And that goes with characters too. They have to be relatable. They have to be relatable at some level, and they could be, they could be, female or female of a particular identity and stuff, but you can relate to anybody. We're all human. We all deal with the human condition, and that's what I love about Star Trek in particular. So
I just wanted to point out the Islington girl. Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. Just the Islington girl said, she says, the wormhole takes you to the Delta Quadrant. It just does.
The Gamma Quadrant.
Yeah.
Gamma Quadrant, yeah.
The Jordan wormhole. I could talk about Star Trek for hours.
Well, we can do it. We don't have too much planned, but I did want to point out that one rough girl, Hale, welcome back, gave me a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I said, hello, y'all. Hopes to party with y'all in Vegas. I'm bringing consent cars so guys can say whatever they want without fear of me, too.
Oh,
I appreciate that. That is very considerate. And in this day and age, it is needed. So thank you so much, one rough girl. Yeah, one rough girl was she was here the other day when Gary was here, and Gary was shouting her out, giving her props. I guess she's been on Gary's channel since he had like 2,000 or 3,000 subs or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. That was a good show, man.
Right on. Thanks, man. Yeah.
That was a great show.
Thank you. It was a blast. It's effortless talking to Gary. Like,
you guys want to know how I subscribe to Nerdrotic?
I would love to.
You want to know what it was that got me to subscribe to him? Game of Thrones Season 8. His reaction episode 3 was exactly how I felt.
Nerdporial Lifeform, we are 100% on the same page. That's what got me into YouTube, was the meltdown of Game of Thrones. I didn't know where to turn. I had to go somewhere, and I don't remember exactly what made me do it, but I was looking up videos and I first found Critical Drinker, and I was like, yes, finally someone gets it. And then from there, it was just more and more, found more content creators, and then, of course, found Gary.
I read the books too, so I had a good idea of what they were setting up. So when I just saw the way it ended and didn't really answer the stuff that was set up,
right?
I mean, yeah, and nobody thought they were going to win that battle at Winterfell. Everyone thought they were going to fall back to King's Landing, and that's where they'd have a final stand, and would be kind of like a 3-way conflict.
Yep, that would have been
freaking awesome.
Yep.
So,
yeah, but instead they're just like, oh no, it's just over.
The quick
Arya took care of it.
That leads to the dark side.
You mean that thing you've been teasing since the first moment of the first episode is just, that's no longer a problem now? It's just gone in one night.
Yeah, the short night. It's not the long night. It's the short night.
Oof.
It's the one night.
The one night. Yeah.
There you go.
The bumpy evening that they.
Like they set up stuff in season 7 that did not pan out at all in season 8. Like they were talking about Jon and Daenerys getting married. Daenerys goes, or Melisandre, the Red Witch, goes to Volantis, one of the eastern cities, which is where the order of the Order of the Red Temple is located. So we thought she was going to bring other priests, a whole army to fight, the dead and stuff. That didn't happen. She just rode in alone. I was just like, what is this?
I wanted to say, I would point out that one rough girl says, I can't even enjoy Game of Thrones anymore. And that's exactly what you're saying there, Pearl, is that it was all built upon where everything was coming from. Like it was all payoff. Like you were waiting. Oh, what did this all mean? And because up until that point, the writing was so tight and so consistent and so interesting, you just assumed you felt like you were in good hands, so that the payoff would be worth all this investment. And then when it wasn't, for me at least, and I think Rough Girl too, it's like, oh well, now there's no reason to ever go back and enjoy any of this because it's all nothing. It just doesn't go anywhere. It's all a bunch of hooey.
There is something to go back and enjoy. Going back to watching Gary and Doomcock season 8 episode 4, the way it begins, where they're just laughing, saying we've been wasting our time for 8 years. That's one thing that just cracks me up every time I listen. I rewatch those. I do not rewatch the season. Gary's streams about that.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. And it's like, 8 years you've been wasting your time. And like, I didn't watch those seasons once. I watched those seasons sometimes 6-7 times. You know what I mean? Depending on the season. Like it was almost like a ritual. Every time the new season would come up, I would just rewatch the whole thing and like get pumped for it, and like would absorb it and think about it and live in that world for days.
I used to rewatch the episode the day after. I rewatched it the same night. I rewatched it and I rewatched it again the following day. I mean, that's how much I was into it. So. Yep.
And it was all for nothing. It was all bullshit. And it's like so much of unfortunately modern media is that kind of like there's the woke thing, but then there's also like the JJ thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna pay this off. Like this will be interesting. And then it's like by the time they pay it off, it's like, well, we had you the whole time. So
we promise. Yeah. What does that tell you?
Well, I'd like to share a story that I found on wait, what did I do with it? That was on it was on Batting Into Comics. And this sounds like maybe a good, like a positive, happy story, so that we're not it's not all doom and gloom. We're not all like everything sucks, nothing's good. Why do we even bother? This is so I guess Ablaze announces a new quote unrestrained, violent, and sexual Conan the Barbarian comic, the Cimmerian Beyond the Black River. Ablaze announced they will publish a new Conan the Barbarian book series, which intends to present the savage adventurer as unrestrained, violent, and sexual as his creator intended this fall season. They will release the Cimmerian. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Beyond the Black River by Matthew Gabella, whose solicitation teases that the book will bring the character to life uncensored and in vivid color. Robert E. Howard's originally intended unrestrained, violent, and sexual. They really highlight that a bunch. So far, what do you guys think? What does it sound like to you?
This sounds awesome. Right out of the box, having read Howard's Conan novels and reread them and collected a bunch of them, they They were only constrained by the mores of the day, which was like the 30s.
Oh, really?
The intention was, hey, look, this stuff happens, and there is the violence in it, and you need that. In fact, there was a discussion going on just a day or so ago about it was Critical Drinker talking about Conan the Barbarian and how the second movie was nowhere near as good, and they destroyed the franchise for Conan because they didn't make an R-rated movie. They went for the money, the cash grab, by making a PG-13 because they thought they'd sell more tickets. They probably did, but they destroyed the story as the original story was written.
Yeah, and
Conan the Barbarian, the first
cheesy.
movie, is the closest. It's the best.
And the second one is cheesy.
Yes.
How faithful is Conan the Barbarian to the original Robert E. Howard novel?
Well, one, the lead couldn't play that Conan.
Too
Really, Arnold is
violent,
not big enough.
Arnold couldn't play that Conan. The only thing he had going for him was his physicality. The original Conan was a loner. He had been a slave. He survived by his wits, and quite frankly, he was very hard to fool.
Huh.
So
That's interesting.
He would lie in a swamp for 12 hours and watch the front gate of a new town or city before he even thought of getting up and walking in, just to see who was going in and out, how much traffic there was, what were they carrying, how many soldiers were there. No, you sometimes got slightly boring stretches of the Conan books because Conan was reconnoitering a new place he'd never been. Arnold Schwarzenegger gets blindsided by stuff constantly in Conan the Barbarian. So no, there's a big divide, and it's mainly they rewrote the script, and you got to watch Critical Drinkers show on it from a day or two ago. I mean, because they said it was written, probably would have been crap, but then Arnold was cast, and the script was rewritten with him in mind. So they said, okay, this is going to have to be a quieter Conan. He's going to have to be more physical, less verbal. We're not going to be able to show certain things. We're going to be able to show certain other things. So in spirit, it's pretty good. But if you want to know what was the Conan of the books like, you have to read the books. This sounds like they have a shot at showing us the Conan of the books and actually showing us, not just telling us.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds, I mean, this sounds interesting. This sounds, I don't know what it is about just the quote that they just keep repeating, but it feels like they're like, we're not going to make it some woke pile of shit. It's actually going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the message that I'm getting. Please buy this. I promise it's not woke.
Right.
Yeah. Which is like, at this point, if you're a content creator, or if you want to make something that's like, you know, especially an identifiable property like Conan the Barbarian, you almost like not being woke would be a huge selling point, not only like to an audience that's starved for that, but because it's going to get so much press by reeing SJWs that they'll make it a bigger story than it even would be.
Oh, it'll trend on Twitter the minute the first issue comes out or a teaser like this comes out.
I think once people start figuring that out, that actually, like, you know, that free press isn't as bad as it used to be, because I think a lot of people they're just fucking over it. Like they're done. They don't really want, like, they want to have good entertainment. So it's like it's almost like a seal of approval, right? Like if those people hate it, you're like, oh, it must be good.
Question: if they did adapt this the way they handled He-Man, who would replace Conan? Is there a female character that would replace Conan?
Yeah, was it Red Sonja or whatever?
Red Sonja.
Yeah, well, that was the alternative in a sense.
Didn't they do a Red Sonja
in the 80s? Arnold played a different character though.
Yeah.
I have that one. That's actually in the box sitting next to me. Yeah, that was with
Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah,
yes.
Nielsen. Yeah.
I watched it like a few years back, and it felt pretty corny. It felt pretty dated.
I have not seen it. I've only seen like commercials of it because they premiered rerun, or they premiered reruns a while ago.
Conan holds up. It's a lot of those other like fantasy movies like Beastmaster and stuff like that. They didn't age well. You know, they're just
No.
kind of like a little cringy at this point.
James
Yeah.
Earl Jones is the Snake King in Barbarian, I believe, right? Yeah.
He's great.
He's
He's great as a
amazing.
villain.
He's basically the menacing. He's got that menacing sound. That's why Vader worked so well in the original trilogy.
And he's a big man. Like
Yeah.
his big physicality added to the role. It really had this kind of like, you know, barbarian king vibe. It was pretty cool.
First time I ever seen him in a movie was Field of Dreams, where he gets into a scuffle with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner goes to his office and stuff. I think that was the very first time I've seen him in a movie.
Where he calls him out on having the fake gun.
Yeah.
I remember being like, as a kid, like embarrassed, like just, you know, like watching that, just feeling like, you know what I mean? Like feeling like if I tried to pull something like that and someone called you on it, like you wouldn't know what to do. In addition to launching this new series, Ablaze will also release a second edition reprint of the Sumerian's first volume hardcover, which will include 2 complete stories, Queen of the Black Coast and Red Nails, plus bonus material in one consolidated collection. This sounds like whomever is putting this out is a big fan of Conan.
I like the art.
I'm pretty sure Red Nails is an original title of a story from Robert E. Howard. That rings a bell. So they may really be paying attention to Howard's source material to make these comics.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
That sounds even more promising. You know, I'm going to draw what Robert E. Howard described and narrated. I guess narrated is going to be the best way to put it about Conan the Barbarian. I'm going to put it in a visual form. Oh, if that's what they're doing, I'm going to be buying my first comic book in almost 50 years.
Yeah. It sounds good, man. I'm going to keep an eye on this one.
Right.
Like,
when's that set to come out?
It said September 29th.
It's right around the corner.
Is this
Right.
an Indiegogo or something?
Yeah,
Or
is it a
this-
crowdfund or
No, I think it's just. I
crowdfunded?
think Ablaze is just a publisher.
Yeah.
Blaze
It
is a
looks
Blaze,
like it's
okay.
coming straight to the comic book shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dope. I'll buy it. I will buy it. Cool. So that's promising. You know, like maybe I don't know if you can get fans back into like, you know, indie comics or some kind of like if there's some sort of provable, like marketable or provable avenue where people flock to actually good storytelling, because we still do. It's just that we watch like all the old shit, and that's why they keep rebooting things, because they think there's more juice in that berry because they're stupid. But if there's another avenue where it's like, look, man, this comic book is making millions, and we got to, you know, get part of this crowd. We can't just let this money sit out here. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's a provable, like, this isn't woke and we're not dealing with woke in the modern era, could change the culture. I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, at the very least, they'll make money off of it.
Yeah. I want it to go back. I just want, I mean, I know we can't go back, but I just want to stop everything being so shitty.
Just
You
tell
know
the
what?
story.
I know one thing that I'm looking forward to is Ghostbusters, man.
Oh yeah, I love that trailer.
You know, I sat there and I looked at the trailer again. You know, when the daughter walks into the classroom and they end up throwing some shit in her face, it made me think, like, you know what, you know, just to see a kid get picked on instead of like her looking like she was the badass or she was the smartest, or you know, she's probably smart, but it's one of those things that, you know, they're showing it's showing them going through hard times instead of them being smart and being the bestest there. Like, you know, you know, they feel like real human beings, real people. And
yeah, like that's the thing. Like sometimes having like a good quality, like being intelligent, you know,
right,
isn't necessarily, you know, it's like it's good in certain circumstances, and then it's also a problem in other circumstances.
Right.
But the problem isn't that they're writing strong female characters. The problem is that they don't know how to write characters.
Yeah,
period.
Execution. Yeah, man.
There's no substance. You could have done Rey Skywalker if you would have given her flaws and a journey and things to overcome instead of just having her win in every scenario.
Yeah, like in defense of all the toxic fans, the misogynistic fans, when that came out, I didn't hear a lot of people complaining that it was a girl-led movie.
That
To
Force
be fair,
Awakens. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say they lost me in Force Awakens at the moment where Rey was basically flying the Falcon better than Han.
Oh, 100%. I'm just saying, like conceptually, the fact that it's a woman,
Right.
what did not bother most people. Most people went into it being
it didn't bother me either. Yeah.
It's Star Wars.
It was the fact that what she was doing was
Right.
what bothered me. You know, the fact that she was able to fix, you know, some shit and was able to fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo, and she just got there, and I don't know, man. It's just shit was whack as fuck, man.
It was with the lightsaber and fighting Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
it was fighting Kylo Ren that killed the verisimilitude and really. Well, I mean, that didn't anger me. What angered me was the way Han Solo died.
Yeah.
He fell. He got killed. He got skewered through, and then he fell into the abyss, never to be seen again or even talked about again. He died like a villain, like Chris Gore said in his video. So, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah, it looked like what happened to Darth Maul. You know, like when after he got chopped in half, he just fell down the chute, and that was it. It was like
Darth Maul had a better death in Rebels. So
with Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
the thing that bugged me when I was watching, I think that bugged me was the fact that like it threw me off that Han was still like kind of like a smuggler. Like I know that point's been made, but I remember watching and just being like, what? Why is Han kind of like this dorky character? And then him and Leia not being together, like that being a bad relationship was like off-putting. And then the worst part was that they raised Kylo Ren, that they created the new Darth Vader. Like it just destroyed everything that came before it.
To be fair, that's in the EU. They stole that from the EU and bastardized it into oblivion.
Yeah, that was built over several books, though. I mean, Jason Solo didn't go to the dark side because you know.
No, that's what I'm saying. They bastardized it, but they took the basic concept that Han and Leia's kid would become like the next major galactic villain.
Look, let me ask you this. I'm starting to pick up the EU comic books. Then I do have a good question. Was Han Solo like? I heard he dies in the EU. I don't even want to know about it. I guess it's. But
no, I don't think he did. It was
he never died in the EU.
Chewie died.
Chewie dies.
Oh, Chewie. Well, I didn't. Oh, that's even worse.
Died.
Yeah.
Well, young Anakin and Jason, you know, Kylo Ren.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: Was Han Solo even around though during the EU? Because I see him on the cover of a lot of books, which means that he wasn't
integral.
He wasn't like a deadbeat dad, right?
No.
All right, so here's I don't know if anybody wants to know this. Tell me to shut up if you feel like it. But here's a condensed version of the story that they stole and could have made, and this would have sold.
Right.
So basically, post Galactic War, this is about 30 or 40 years after the Battle of Endor. There's been a massive galactic war with an extragalactic alien species that came in from the outside and wreaked havoc. It changed the entire face of the galaxy, and there's no more New Republic, there's no more Empire. Everything is just the Galactic Alliance. And Han and Leia's son, Jason, basically, because he through a mixture of things, he was tortured by the Yuzon Vong. He had been his mind had been fucked with by a like gray Jedi dark side user type person, all these things. And he had spent like 5 years going around the galaxy learning intricate force techniques from groups that were neither Jedi nor Sith, people that just they could use the force, but they had nothing to do with that conflict. But anyways, he ends up going to the dark side. He ends up being trained by an ancient Sith, or not ancient, but an old Sith named Lumia, who used to be an enemy of Luke's, and he falls to the dark side. And
I'll be honest, though, in the EU or not, I don't like the idea that the romance that we were rooting for 3 movies ultimately creates the next supervillain. Like, I think that's a big misstep. I think that's like kind of not canon destroying, but I think it does a lot of harm to the previous.
It's nihilistic, in my opinion. I mean, it's just. I mean, everything I watch. I mean, the other thing I had with Force Awakens was, I like to see, characters move forward instead of regressing.
Yeah.
Every aspect was regression. Han regressed.
Yes.
Leia regressed.
The galaxy regressed.
There was no world building in the sequel.
No.
So
But
we had no idea what was going on. Like, I thought that was Coruscant. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, but the best conclusion you can have is that it regressed because somehow this other superpower just managed to appear. So
it undoes the original trilogy. That was another problem I had. The Jedi were dead again. I'm like, why are they dead again? I wanted to see Luke's Jedi Order. I mean, I'm not a big EU fan, but I wanted to see that. So
yeah. Islington Girl agrees. It's nihilistic, totally. I did get some super chats a minute ago that I do not want to pass up. I do not want to ignore them. Very grateful when I get super chats. Very grateful for you even being here, but super chats are the cherry on top. So thank you so much. So Thor, God of Thunder, tapping that Asgard for €2. Says, how about Altered Carbon Season 2? Holy S. It's funny you bring that up because I'm a big Altered Carbon fan. I read the book, like just the one. I know there's a whole bunch, but I just read the one. I love it. I'm rereading it right now, and in fact, Lord Thoth, if he's still in the chat, we are eventually. I keep saying this. I've been saying it for a while, but I do plan on doing a stream talking about the book, comparing it to the original season of the show, because the first season definitely has issues, but is a good show, and I think is underappreciated. That second season, I don't know how much I could barely watch any of it. Did you guys ever check that out?
I watched the whole thing.
You did?
Oh yeah.
And
it's I won't say that it's woke, but it's very intersectional.
Yeah, Gary makes that distinction. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to call it woke, you can call it woke. But
yeah,
I mean, there's it basically Takashi gets led around by the nose by Kel for the entire season while she lectures everyone.
The other thing I noticed too, and like I said, I didn't watch it, but from what I saw in the beginning, and nothing against Anthony Mackie, like him, I don't know if he's like a series lead kind of guy. Like I didn't feel compelled to follow him for 10 episodes. That's a long time to follow around an actor.
Well, after Altered Carbon Season 2 and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I tend to agree with you.
Yeah. It's like he's great as Falcon. I don't know if he's great as the lead. I don't know if he's great as Takashi Kovacs. So, yeah, Thor, good point, man. Fucking god-awful. God-awful. And then one rough girl for another $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. The ending of Game of Thrones was horrible sex where you get a golden shower instead of a bedrocking cum coma you were expecting.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like you're having like the best sex of your life, and then she just like gets up and leaves and is saying, "Yeah, I'm not really even that into it. That wasn't that great. I'm gonna go." And then you're just like, "What? Like, wait, where's my completion? Where's my ending? I need This was all leading to an amazing ending, and now it's just not happening."
Even worse if she does nothing and just leaves some money on your nightstand and leaves.
Money'd be nice. She took money. She took my watch on the way out.
George didn't complete everyone knows George didn't complete the books yet. So, and he's a Gardner type of storyteller or writer. So he doesn't have a plan or an outline when he writes. He just kind of writes as he goes. Mm-hmm. I mean, he does it because he finds it enjoyable, but at the same time, I think he's stuck because the characters, the point of view characters like Arya, Bran, they're all kids. They were supposed to be a 5-year gap after the third book, Storm of Swords, which covers seasons 3 and 4. They were supposed to be a 5-year gap where they're all older and stuff. So I think that's where he's running into problems. He's had to he's had to drop that because of Cersei, because Cersei's a point of view character in the 4th and 5th books. And with King's Landing, continually, there's always machinations going on. He couldn't think of a means of making a 5-year gap for her. So
I think he's dropped it because he doesn't give a damn about the story anymore, which is why he signed that contract to work with one of the film studios for 5 years if he survives that long.
I think he made his money and he's planning to enjoy it for what little life he has left.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Santa Fe. I mean, I've been to his theater, and I've been to Meow Wolf, and it's pretty cool what he's done for that city. So, but at the same time, he made that money from fans who want him to finish the book. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways around, like a lot of creatives, and I've been guilty of it myself. Follow through, man. It's a bitch. That resistance will crop up, and you just won't finish the thing. You'll put in like a lot of effort, and you'll get close, and then for whatever reason, and now that he's got, he's getting older, it's getting harder to write. He doesn't have the stamina he used to. Now there's all this like negative backlash if everything's not perfect, no matter what, either from the fans or from the culture police. He's got a lot of reasons to not do it, and I don't think it's ever really going to happen.
People I don't think people realize it yet, but within maybe 7-8 months, it will surpass the time between the last book, Dance with Dragons, and how long he's been writing, this book, Wins a Winner. It's going to surpass the length between Storm of Swords, which came out in late 2000, to Dance with Dragons, the last book, in July of 2011. So, I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
And he's old, and he doesn't look all that healthy.
He's he's actually pretty healthy. I mean, he's 73.
He doesn't look it.
He's overweight, but he can walk. He can move. He has. He can move around. He has. He doesn't have what you call. I can't think of it. Where people get older and they get sick and they don't want to move around. I forget what they call that medical condition is, but he's pretty healthy. He's healthier than his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lethargy?
Not lethargy. It's a medical term. I can't think of it right now.
Captain is Deckard Replicant Spot says dope and hookers are not conducive to meeting deadlines.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. We're not speculating that that's what George R.R. Martin is doing, but it's just a fact.
He just came back from another long trip, and he's starting Wins a Winner again. So
Godzillionaire says he thinks he can't. He's already finished the books, but is afraid to publish them because he can't take criticism.
I agree. Well, I don't know about the can't take criticism. I think he knows he'd get canceled in this environment with what he does to his characters.
I think he found himself in another Marinese type knot, but not with non-Marine this time. This time in Westeros and stuff, or trying to get everyone to Westeros.
Yeah, I heard something about him keep rewriting like some of the material that he's going back and just because of today's the way people will try to cancel him, he's going back into his own shit and trying to rewrite some of the chapters and everything else. So
I've heard that too, and I don't buy that. I personally think he has some plot problems that he hasn't thought. He still is taking him a long time, and he continually rewrites his chapters, so it feels like a never ending, a continual, workload just to get it done. It's like it'll never end. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, because the show kind of did go a little woke. It was muddled, but like Sansa's whole story, I think, was pretty woke. Like her, catching Baelish like in the act. I was like, no way.
I hated that. That was stupid. Book
stupid.
Baelish would never fall. He would never get fallen for that.
He was a step ahead of everybody. I thought for a while Baelish was gonna. I think that was my who I predicted would end up on the throne in the end. Oh,
that would have been awesome.
Tyrion was in season 2, book 2. He was the Hand of the King. Going into that, he knew that Baelish, said the dagger was his. The Catspaw, the one that tried to kill Bran in the first book, the first season. So he wanted to go after Baelish, but he didn't know who worked for Baelish. Baelish had spies and people that worked for him. So if he would have made a move against him, his life could have been forfeit because he didn't know who he was working for. So if Tyrion, the Hand of the King, could not go after Baelish, I mean, unless once again, Magic Bran, Bran the Magic Bran, the all-knowing, the true villain, in my opinion, the way the show depicted him, the true villain of the show.
Well, Baelish was depicted, in my opinion, as being on par with, Varys in terms of just having a collection of secrets.
Yeah. He was better. He outwitted Varys in season 3 with this whole chaos is a ladder speech, which was not in the novel because Varys and Littlefinger are not point of view characters. Every chapter is from the point of view of the main characters, so they have to be present to witness it. So a lot of the stuff that they hear, is it could be how would you say it, unreliable. They could hear information that's unreliable. So,
well, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead, Bill.
The one prostitute, Roz, that he was trying to use to get Sansa to marry the Tyrells, the ones from Highgarden, Night of the Flowers and Marjorie and all that. Well, Littlefinger got wind of it from because Sir Loras, the Knight of the Flowers, is gay,
right.
and he had sex with another dude that was one of Littlefinger's
spies,
and so Littlefinger got wind of that, and he had them sent away. So,
yeah, I mean,
and then they had Roz killed. Was killed by Joffrey.
And the thing was too, and then in the book, in the movie, like Baelish's motivations kept changing, and like his allegiances, the reasons he kept doing things kept changing. Like he did everything, it seemed like he did everything to get Sansa, and then he got her, and then he's like, okay, now I'm going to pawn her off, and then he's like, now I'm going to. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's so inconsistent. Like,
that doesn't happen in the book. They're still in the Eyrie.
And that would have been an interesting. I kind of wanted to explore that. Like, I thought that would be fun. Like, and then she becomes like Baelish's woman, and then like maybe Sansa becomes kind of like a little, not power hungry, but powerful. And like, even if it's not a perfect thing, it seemed like an interesting thing, for her to an interesting like conclusion or development in her story. But no, she's a victim, and then she gets her comeuppance, and she's actually needs to save Jon Snow because Jon couldn't control his emotions.
But that all started happening at around 2015, 2016, right? When Hollywood was going through its awakening.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing of the Vale coming in and saving the day at the end of the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah,
I mean that was kind of foreshadowed at the end of the last chapter with Sansa and Baelish. The last thing Baelish.
That's fine. It was the way it was done.
Yeah.
It was like they kept saying the one thing that they needed to have happen was to have him attack first. They kept saying it, and then Jon sees his little brother get killed and he loses it. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like,
that could never happen in the books because you know how old Rickon is? He's only 4 or 5. He's only 4 or 5 years old. So that situation probably would not happen. Or if it did happen, I can only see clouds or pushback or whatever you call that,
Yeah, but I don't even mean that. I just mean it was such a contradiction to the character of Jon Snow. Like, he'd proven himself to be a very worthy battle commander. He was a good warrior, and like the one thing he needed to do, the only way to win this fight was to not attack first. And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing it anyway." And it was so stupid. It was like you just led everyone to doom, and then the only way he could get out of it was his little baby sister rescued him. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I haven't watched Discovery season 3 because Star Trek Picard season 1 just killed my interest in New Trek.
Mm-hmm.
But in Discovery season 3, they did exactly that. They did that whole thing. There's an Orion, the green alien people. There's an Orion that looks just like Joffrey, and he did the same thing to a hostage in Star Trek Discovery season 3. And they've ripped off everything but Star Trek. So like even in season 1, like where they're in the mirror universe, they ripped off the mountain, that battle with the conflict with the mountain where he's like, say your name. That's something similar that happened with that. And then there was a moon door in
that could literally be a drinking game. You could literally watch any episode of Star Trek Discovery and drink every time somebody in the room realizes what you're watching was stolen from.
Godzillionaire for $2. Thank you, sir. Jon Snow, Leroy Jenkins. Absolutely. He just went full Leroy Jenkins. It just ruined all their planning and everything that they were building. because he's emotional. It's like, what did you think they were going to do to your little brother? They're going to give him a cupcake and send him on his way. He had him as leverage. He was trying to get you to react.
They had that conversation. Sansa and John had that conversation. They're like, we're not going to get him back. She was right.
The whole reason it was there was to provoke him. It wasn't a prisoner exchange. Or the only way you're going to get him back was if you somehow won that battle, and then he survived it. His life was as good as forfeit. Like it was like a surprise to him. It's like, what'd you think the plan was? What'd you think was going to happen? It was just so juvenile. It's like, no, Jon Snow's smarter than that.
I did love how that episode ended, though. Sansa was the one that killed Ramsay with the dogs and stuff.
The dogs, yeah.
I laughed when I saw that. When she walked away smiling, I just laughed when I saw that.
That's fine.
It took 4 seasons.
So much of my investment was just kind of fading.
Ramsay was in my opinion, Ramsay is the best villain of Game of Thrones. I mean, 4 seasons, he had no comeuppance whatsoever. Nowadays, you introduce a villain in any show, you humiliate them right away. That's why Marvel stuff doesn't interest me, because it just doesn't engage me.
Ramsay's death was too good. They wasted the opportunity to put that dude through all the hell that he had been putting everyone through.
Well, the thing I thought that was interesting about Ramsay was in the beginning, like, he was a bastard of a person, but he wasn't necessarily a villain because, yes, he was torturing and, breaking down Reek and, cut off his cock and all that. But, Reek, what's his name? He killed 2 children. You know what I mean? To like make it look like the Stark boys were dead.
Yeah,
that were of the North. Like, yeah, I mean, it was bad, man. But you are a child murderer.
Yeah,
being tortured is kind of appropriate.
Well, almost everybody in Game of Thrones is a villain to some degree. There aren't many actual heroes.
And if you are, you die quick.
Right.
Yeah, like Ned Stark. I bet Sean Bean, his absence from the rest of the show is noticeable, in my opinion.
That 70s rock fan for $5 Canadian. Thank you very much. Says, I can't believe how orderly and calm tonight is. Such a relief from the normal chaos. Yes, I know. That was kind of the idea, rock fan. As much as I love having been doing this show, I mean, we're on episode, 20 something now, 26. Too much. It was madness, utter madness. It's like 10 people in the chat, and everyone's trying to get their point in, and everyone's talking over each other. It's so packed, you couldn't even get people in the room. So, had to make a change. And I'm glad that you're enjoying it because, change, you never know if that's going to work out. So, and we'll be looking forward to having you back, sir. And then there were 2 super stickers that I missed. The Islington girl for $1.49 Canadian made us all sandwiches. She made us all sandwiches. You can see that in the live stream. It's not. I can't pull it up on the screen here, but it was a burger because the Islington girl makes us sandwiches. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the Islington girl. And the Nerdporo Life Form for $2. Thank you, even though you're on the show. I do appreciate it. It was a lemon guy. Mwah. Kissing, blowing a kiss. So thanks.
You only need to do that to get on the show, nerd.
There's a certain amount of super chat. Well, in that case, fucking Ogre Squasher owns the channel. If that's the case. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you very, very much. That's funny. Godzillionaire says Sean Bean dies in every movie because the universe can't handle the fact that his name doesn't rhyme. It is kind of fascinating.
Did you guys see anything that Sean Bean does survive in?
Yeah, there was something where it was specifically happened. Like it was like a whole thing. It was like a joke.
He has survived in 1 or 2 things, but not many.
Yeah.
No, not
Sean
many.
Bean movies where he lives. Black Beauty. Oh, Ronin. That's right. He didn't die in Ronin. Troy. I guess National Treasure, Silent Hill Revelation, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Flight Plan.
Wow.
Well,
it's not that short a list.
No, it is weird though that he dies a lot. Like that's a weird thing to have as like a specialty.
Well, that would be the list to look at. How many movies has Sean Bean died in?
GoldenEye, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Can't think of anything else.
Did you ever see? Oh, Darius Munchausen sent me a $1.49 super sticker. Thank you very much. And it's a bit of popcorn. Yeah, get some. I haven't had popcorn in a while. Popcorn rules.
Yeah,
I love
theater
some good
popcorn.
Yeah.
All right. So, according to this rough statistic I just found, Sean Bean has died 24 times across 70 films and television series, roughly 35% of all his roles. No one has a higher percentage, but 3 others have a higher total body count.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Does
You're
it say
known
who?
to be the guy who dies.
Probably if I'd have dug for that article.
Charlton Heston's died quite a bit too in all of his movies in the 70s.
Let's see.
Yeah. With my cold dead hands.
Yeah.
Let's see. Horror icons Vincent Price and Bela Lugosi are in 3rd and 2nd place.
Oh, okay.
I died in a movie.
Oh, for real?
Yes. It was that, I don't know if you guys who was here when we were talking about it, but it was that god-awful horror movie that I was in years ago. Only Go There at Night, which is very difficult to find. So difficult, I can't even find it.
I bet y'all find it.
Good luck. Good luck. Because it's like,
What's the name of it again?
Only Go There at Night, but it didn't even get like distribution. Like that's how low down on the list this movie is. It's not. It's not
Straight to video.
What's that?
Straight to video.
I mean, straight to independent release and hope someone sees it ever, kind of thing. It's not. It wasn't even that. It was just some like dudes in Jersey who just made a terrible. Like you don't know how like far down bad movies can go until you.
I'm watching the trailer.
Best of the worst.
You have the trailer up?
Yeah.
Is it because there was remember we had the 2.
Did you make it in 2008 or it came out in 2008?
Well, there was one. Yeah, I think that's it because there was also a sequel that I was not a part of because it was like, get me the hell out of this. And I die in the movie. It's like, why would you bring me back?
Can we watch it? Or is there...
Yeah, we can watch the trailer. I mean, it's abominable, man. Oof, I need to go take like a shot or something like that to like.
Would this be worthy of best of the worst? Red Letter Media.
I don't even know if it's that. Like, it might just be bad in the sense that's not fun. Bad. You're just like, oh, this is just awful. Like, it's not even fun. I don't know.
Yeah, if this exists, if this is the movie, the right one, I'm gonna find it.
Comics Division is here. Hey, Comics.
What up? What up? What up?
What up? Hey, Comics.
Hey,
Hey, Comics was good.
How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good,
Oh,
man.
we're
Wait, Doug, can you
good.
just send me that link so that I can verify before I share it?
Sure.
We are gonna watch. I think Comics. We're gonna watch the trailer for this god awful horror movie that I was in.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really bad because we were talking about Sean Bean and how many times he's died in movies, and I was like, oh yeah, I died in a movie. Really bad. Cold Era or Robert S. is bad, like Matt's haircut. I think my haircut is infinitely better than this movie, but that's subjective. But yeah, no, I get a knife to the throat because turns out the killer all along was my best friend, and I never knew it.
I'll send it to you on Twitter.
We thought it was a ghost, but turns out it wasn't.
You gotta spot those red flags.
Oof, it was brutal. It was kind of cool technology the way they did it. It was like this. Let me see here. Is this it? It was like had this knife that had like something cut out in it, and there was like a little, like you couldn't see it, but there was like a tube where they would like pump blood out. So it was like,
Oh yeah,
yeah, just very
nice.
Yeah, wait.
Now you know how Kevin Bacon
think
felt
this is
in
it.
Friday the 13th.
It's not. I can't get any visuals though. Is it play? Did it play on your end? Oh, this sounds like it. Oh my god, this is so.
Yeah,
bad.
it was playing for me.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna find this whole movie.
I was like 23, I think, something like that in 2008. That sounds about right.
So was I.
Oof, it was brutal. This is one of my first jobs I ever really worked. You know, as an actor, you kind of can't pick and choose, especially when you're new. You just got to take whatever comes up. So, okay.
Oh shit.
Did I share audio?
Yeah.
Yes.
If we do not stop the devil, he will wipe out all humanity.
Did you get the right issue? Yeah, number 24.
There I am.
Guys, over here.
Where?
Go back
I
in
mean,
there and find them.
there.
Get back here in 5 minutes.
That's
whether you
me.
Find them or not.
Get it.
I could kill you right now, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Last time you went around by yourself, people ended up dead. What's the matter?
There he
There he
is.
is.
There it is.
Shut up. I'm gonna take that flashlight.
Ah, so young,
far
Matt.
up your ass. Beams of light will be shooting out of your eyes.
Hell are you?
You will all say the devil is everywhere, and he will destroy all of you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that
in this
that
movie.
that stunned silence is very appropriate. Yeah,
God, that's glorious.
yeah.
I have to see this movie now.
I'm looking for it right now. I'm on the hunt.
I don't think that website's still up, is it?
Oh, I have no idea, but
I check it out. I don't know. Only go there at night.com or whatever. Oof, that was bad. I mean, that was a big lesson for me because the script was terrible. And you're like, all right, but the idea was interesting. So it's like do you remember those weird magazines, comics like Weird New Jersey, Weird, whatever, Illinois. Do you remember those?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah. So there was one like in the section in the those books in the back, there was this section only go there at night. And so it was inspired by that and like one of the locations, and they tried to make it like it was like this ghost murder or something like that. And I was like, okay, conceptually that's not terrible. But then like when you go on set, it's like, oh wow, this is bad. Like this is really bad. Like, and then when you see them edit it, like it was even worse than you could imagine. And I'm just like sitting there, just like shrinking into my chair, like just at a premiere, and like it's just around people watching this. It's like, oh my God, it's so much worse than I could have ever dreamed. Oh boy. Hey Vig, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? I just saw that awesome trailer to that incredible film that you did. That was an incredible piece of work. Incredible.
Incredible's a good word.
Yeah, it's the only word I can use for it. You ought to be exactly proud of what you guys accomplished.
Yeah,
Yes.
just imagine if you clip it, what you can do with it, right?
Wait now, I'm sure. I'm sure it's a wrap.
Yes.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
I think, look, I have a removable drive. I mean, I don't have it's a Mac formatted, so I can't get the information off. I'm sure there's a way to get the information off, but I have the film, like I have it in its entirety.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I can't access it right now, but we could do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 on it if you guys are interested.
If you have
I
the
would
money,
love to.
you can
Heck
buy
yeah.
it on Amazon right now.
Are you sure? Because there's a sequel.
How much is
Your
it?
name is on it.
That's me.
Oh man,
How much is it?
Here, I'll drop the link in the private chat.
I see it. Real quick before we get any further, Vigilante Wednesday on the 26th episode of the MFer Cocktail Lounge. Got
Well,
the
you might have
Bret
to use the
style
VPN.
logo.
Wait, I can't.
Be here.
I don't see where I can buy it.
Yeah, you might have to use a VPN. It says it's not available in this
Yeah, it's
location.
not available in our location. That's what
Oh.
the hell.
What?
You
What
want
kind of
America to
distribution
see?
deal did they get?
How did
Wait,
that
hold
happen?
on. Have you guys? I think we did this, but have you guys? The reviews are amazing. Like, so hold on. So the reviews are terrific. Don't go there at all. This is a truly terrible movie with the usual bad acting, vapid script, and laughable special effects. In one scene, the fact that an axe struck a mannequin was hilarious or sad. Whatever. Steer clear of this one unless you're high and want to laugh yourself even sillier.
Oh, that's my kind of movie.
Noted.
Oh, that sounds like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie for sure.
Lame by Richard A. Cole in 2020. I would have to agree with the rest of the 1-star reviewers. This was bad script, bad story, lame and flat acting. And a story that was all over the place except focus. If anything could have made this watchable, would have been some nudity, but you had untalented actors who couldn't act. So acting nude would have been too difficult. But they could have used a doll as a fill-in nude, just as they used one for the head chopping scene. That was so lame that it was actually the best of the movie. Yeah. What was that? I've seen some really bad found footage and paranormal flicks in my life, but congratulations, this is the worst. The acting was so bad that at first I thought I'd accidentally rented a porno movie and they were trying to set up the plot in a movie. Actually, an adult movie would have had better acting than this mess. Lay off the acting, man.
Well, now you know, Matt, why you did not succeed as a actor in Hollywood.
I mean, I'd like to think it was a group effort. I'd like to say it was an ensemble pile of trash. Maybe they didn't mean specifically me. You know?
I'm just giving you a hard time, dude.
It could have been fair, collectively bad.
That old guy in the trailer was not an Oscar worthy.
No, and he was like the biggest actor in the thing. Apparently, he was like one of those like horror movie guys who's been like in 300 horror movies. You know, yeah. So that was
like an extra.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You know, had like
I've been in 300 horror movies. As an extra.
Exactly.
The crazy
I'm always the guy that gets killed.
Exactly. Michael Holiday.
Said he was the extra and had a big role.
You know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, like that was the legacy. That was the thing. Holiday, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Said thank you for that, Matt. I must find it and watch it now.
Yeah, I got kicked. I switched my VPN to a different country. I still am not able to get it, so I'm not sure where I have to be from to see this.
The server's just like preventing anyone from seeing it. Like, you don't. I like that you're on the case. Wait, Dan. I know that I can eventually somehow get a copy of it.
No, I don't think. Have you ever showed them like your old site?
My old website?
Because I found it accidentally. I never told you that I found it. It was. I don't want to make fun of you because you know you're the homie, but man, it was hilarious.
No, shut up.
No, man, it was the tagline that made it funny, and your face in the picture. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
Bitch, man, you gotta send me the link so I can go check this out.
This isn't fair.
Oh no,
Private chat, please,
I feel
Vigilante.
bad. Oh God, now I feel like I'm selling out my guy. We just have
you totally are, man. But you're selling him out to friends, so it's cool.
I'm so
oh shit.
Hey, giving Matt shit is our job.
Sheesh.
I'm all hot. I'm all hot and human.
Oh man.
Well, that's funny. At least my acting career brought someone some joy. It's you guys. For €2, Thor, God of Thunder, tapping that Asgard. I'm gonna watch it too, man. I guess we'll just have to do a stream with it. I mean, I can't imagine there's like copyright on it. Like I guess it is on Amazon, so I don't know.
Damn.
I
want my copy.
Shut up,
man. Because I found it again. It's up to you. Because I have to deal with you. You're the person I work with weekly. As much as I love everybody else.
Too uncomfortable.
Too uncomfortable. Okay, I got it. You guys got to do it on your own. It's not that hard to find though. But it is just to picture your facial expression in the tagline is gold. That's all. It's fucking gold.
I made those choices, so that's why it's brutal. Like being a part of a bad movie, you could be like, I was fine. They all suck. But if it's a bad website with a bad, that's all me.
Okay, I'm not going. You just after the culture conference, this would be the wrong week to do that. Once we have like 100,000 subs a piece, and you're more comfortable with it, then we'll do it. I got you on that.
Oh, it's a little fresh. But I'd also, I don't know. It's just my regular website with just my name, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna do it then.
Real quick.
No, I'm not a Tekashi 6ix9ine guy. I've literally never heard a song with Central Dildo, so I'm not gonna go that way. I thought maybe
my idol. Vigilante Williamson. So he taught me
No.
everything about
No
snitching.
snitching. So okay, we were making fun of the movie, and then didn't you show like a different movie, the one the infamous Brie Week, like a couple months ago, or you
Wait,
showed like other movies?
I think
or
that
something
was.
like that?
I mean, I also showed like my reel and stuff, but like that's not terrible. Like my reel is not that bad. It's like
Okay.
it's just passable. It's
You
it's
look
not-
like a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, I definitely have been accused of looking like I've been in a.
It was not that hard to find.
Well, the website, yeah, no.
A boy band alumnus.
That's fresh. Real quick, Max
I'm
15
sorry, man.
hail for 10. Was it pounds? 10 Great British pounds, right? That's that symbol.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pounds. Yeah.
Unworldly. It's a super sticker, and it's a. I wish we could bring those up on the screen, but it's a super pair. It's a flying super pair. Thank you very much, my friend. You were. I met you the other day when Gary was on here, so thank you so much, Max. Much appreciated.
I like the hail icon.
I do too.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys know my name, you can go look it up yourself. I don't have the courage to pull it up.
Say my name.
Send it to us, Vidge.
Yeah, it's
Send
too
it.
Pull up the website, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Afraid I
do that.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I cannot do that.
So if you take the name from that Amazon link and you type website after it, it's the first hit. I'll tell you that.
What, the movie?
Yeah.
But
you
then,
know, because your name is on that Amazon page.
yeah, no, I know. I mean, I was credited with it. Yeah, sadly.
If you want to call it that, yeah.
There was one thing I did do that I was thrilled I didn't get credited with. I wonder if you could wake that. I wonder if you could find that. As humiliating, probably more so. It was a cable.
What? Are you going to tell us you were in Dennis Miller's Bordello of Blood?
No, that would be dope. This is way more humiliating. Edgeverse book says, so this is just 3 hours of people attacking foul ball. Okay, I can work with that. It was this show called, and it's not the CW show. There's a CW show called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend or something like that. This was like a bad cable show on like one of those, trashy cable networks. That was, I think it's called My Crazy Ex or something like that. It's just people, basically the producers would make up stories that they got from people, because they said like when they would be like, oh, send us your crazy ex stories, it would be like way too fucked up. It's like, well, she kidnapped my daughter and burned down my trailer. It's like,
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, they were like, it's too much. So they just made the stories up. So the story that they made up for my character was that I was a yoga instructor, right? And
It always starts with the yoga instructor.
By the way, that's not the funny part. The funny part is,
But it is.
that the idea was that on the side, what I would do for like money is there were these like old ladies who were like kind of like fetishists, like, who were like into this kind of fetish. And so what they would do is I would go to their house and I would be
stretch them out.
I would be like furniture for them to use. Like a BDSM thing. So like I would like, put my legs up behind my head and they would put like a, coffee table on me and just, drink coffee off me. Like that was like the whole thing.
You were a bottom. Okay.
That is wild.
So that's where that came from.
Wait a second, Matt. That's not it. Wait, that's less bad than your site?
Well, the site, I made it. That's my thing. I wrote and did all that. So if it sucks, that's all on me. That the show, it's like, I was in a bad show.
Wait a minute. But Matt, I gotta ask. I know you have a nickname. I'm not gonna say it. You can say it if you want to. But that movie where you were furniture, is that where that nickname came from?
What do you mean? That
something bottom?
What nickname? What?
Oh, come on.
Well,
you were a bottom, I'll tell you that. That's what that is.
Listen,
so
I love Matt. I'm not trying to pile on him. This is getting wild. What bottom nickname did you have?
Yeah, what bottom? What are you talking about?
I thought your nickname was Power Bottom.
That's not.
Oh man.
Yeah, Ascension Dodo goes power bottom. Is that what?
That's fire.
No,
what episode was this?
It's like a gimp. Oh, hey Tom. Hey Tom, just in time. News.
Hail time for Midnight Sedge.
Hail.
You're on
How you
Chinese
doing?
Save
IMDb.
us, please, Tom.
I'm on Chinese IMDb.
Look, yeah, that's what I'm sharing.
What?
So what's
This
the
has
name of this?
become
That's
So here you go.
Okay.
Good
wow.
lord. That's oh good. I made the big times, guys.
There you
Chinese
go.
IMDb.
China's the biggest movie
The
market on earth right
CCP
now.
knows about you.
That's a good point. I'm trying to see if I could find that episode because it was just up, so we could watch that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know why I'm putting myself through this, but
I don't know why you're talking about fake stories. I sent that story in. I was a very proud piece of furniture for my ladies.
There you go. Tom's proud. Say it loud. Your furniture and your
Oh
proud.
my God, your tagline is great.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I
Thanks,
feel
babe.
All right, I'll be on in a second. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all can't understand my shits.
I can understand you. You just sound like you're in a car.
Thanks, Vish.
And then 2000.
I am in a car.
Huh?
Well, Vince didn't send it to me. I actually tracked it down on my own.
No,
But
I mean,
I came up with
you
it.
brought it up,
I
though.
said it. Yeah, I brought it up. I'm sorry, man.
that's okay. That's okay.
This is why you don't tell people your embarrassing secrets.
I know. Oh, I guess maybe you can't get this one.
Oh, I
See,
have to
this
say,
is-
man, you have a great headshot, though.
Thanks. Spent a lot of money on
You're
it.
a handsome dude, man.
Yeah, you're a very
You know
handsome
what I
dude.
mean?
$500.
Wow.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
they're-
Matt, I know where I got that idea from. A movie called The Hole.
I saw that.
I'm lost.
The Hole.
I feel like I need an adult now.
Captain Kirk,
confused.
Power Bottom.
I really need an adult, man.
Am I looking at somebody else with your name? I'm not going to say, but
I hope so.
that's what I
Red
found.
shirt's
was a
calling
certain-
you out.
No, I'm
Oh,
just
boy.
like that's where I thought I'd seen it. Now I'm going to say, you can correct the record here because if I got this wrong, and that's not you in that playing a role with Denise Bond and William Brown.
I don't know. I don't know what this is. You want to send me a link or something?
Yeah, I'll send you a link. This is from IMDb.
It's on IMDb.
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat.
All
People
right.
are
Or do
just
you want me to
tagging
send it
Matt
to you
and weird
privately in
shit on
Discord, just
IMDb. I
so
like
you
Well,
it.
I don't care. Anyone here can see it.
Yeah.
All right.
And this is the girl secretary was overrated. I didn't really like that movie. With James Spader and
When you
Gyllenhaal's sister.
when you said The Hole, I thought you were talking about the old 80s horror movie. That's why I said I saw it.
What's this?
Wake down. Are you there, buddy?
Yes.
Can you check out? I'm trying to find this, but it's kind of distracted. Do you think you can try to find? It's on Amazon. My Crazy Ex. So it's the show. It's the terrible show that I was on. Can you try to find like the description of the episode that sounds like the thing I just described to you? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to. There's 3 different stories though. I don't know. I'm trying. Oh my god, because it's so bad. It's so humiliating. That was like that. That was really bad. That was a big blow seeing that episode. And they luckily didn't credit me, which I was like, phew.
All right, here's what I will say, Matt. Like, you did go to Hollywood and act, so like it sucks that you know, but like that's further than most people will ever go.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
What
So,
the
like,
hell
don't-
is this? Oh, thank you guys. No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, it
So
was.
as much for making fun of it.
No, I mean that's why I'm making fun of it. It's funny.
Yeah. And I was trying to find. Like, I have a music video from like 2013, but I think YouTube yeeted it because I cannot find it anymore. I used to be able to find it.
So
And it's terrible, by the way. It's terrible. So I was trying to, but it's gone.
So
There you go.
Red Shirt did pull up something with my name, and this is not me. I guess this is another Matt Fowler, because he's also credited as a voice actor of the year 2000. I was 14, but there is a movie called The Hole which is I was like, I don't know what. That's why I know what Red Shirt's like referencing. Apparently, there's another actor. It's not me, named Matt Fowler. Because I always credit myself as Matthew Fowler because I thought it was fancier. And there is a character called as Captain Kirk, the Power Bottom.
Oh, I was lost in the sauce. I was like, what? Alternate universe.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking about. Yeah, Matt Fowler, Captain Kirk, the Power Bottom. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about, Richard. I was like,
now I know why.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? My nickname?
Well, I have found your actual IMDb. You don't get a picture though, but it does actually bring up that Only Go There at Night.
Yeah.
Intersection and Crystal Clear.
Yeah, Crystal Clear was a short that I made.
There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have a picture anymore because I don't pay for my. Wait, Viewpoint. Oh, right, my friend. Oh God, my IMDb sucks. Everything sucks on it. Pretty funny.
Eventually, hey,
you and I have a mission.
Hey, why isn't this on the IMDb? You have almost 2,000 subs now. You're like a star. You're a YouTube star.
Big old star. Oh, Tom is back. Hey, Tom.
Hi, hey, Tom.
Kids.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
What's up, Tom?
I love the white Kevin Samuels avatar.
I got McDonald's because Taco Bell's fucking closed. Dirty bastards. Even says they're supposed to be open until midnight. Liars.
I like Taco Bell.
I like Taco Bell too.
I feel like it's like a guilty pleasure. But
what's this about a new Conan comic?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. A Blaze. I guess
to get Andre in here.
Sure, bring him in.
I don't know if he's awake. He probably ain't awake yet.
If he wants to, he's invited. Ablaze announces new, unrestrained, violent, and sexual Conan the Barbarian comic. The Sumerian did it right.
Oh yeah, the Sumerian. Yeah,
Beyond the Black River. Yeah. So they're doing a comic book series that intends to present.
Well, yeah, they had like another one that came out I think earlier this year that was, along the same vein. So yeah, I'm glad they keep doing that. That's good.
Is this I forget, is this a direct adaptation of one of the stories Robert E. Howard wrote back in the day?
Red Nails, I think Red Nails is.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so that sounds good. We were talking about it earlier. It sounds like there's, potential here. It's actually going to be a comic book that's
who's behind it?
Ablaze.
I mean, like who's writing it?
I don't know if we have authors, at least not in this article.
Yeah, I ain't worried about the Conan property. Jim Sub will make sure it won't get fucked with. But
who's Jim Sub?
Or not Jim Sub. Frederick Malmberg. Jim Zub's the guy who's doing it over at Marvel right now. Malmberg runs the whole thing, though.
So who's the guy who's protecting it? Malmberg?
Yeah, Frederick Malmberg.
Is he like? What is he like? Hold the rights or something?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked to him a couple times.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
That's tight. That's cool.
Yeah, that's why he's like, don't worry about the Netflix series. I got this.
Right on. Oh, Cavitano Calvaryman Shea says Ablaze is from Oregon. Cool.
Because Oregon is ablaze, but I'm sorry.
I imagine that
I'm from Detroit, so I'm shooting shots everywhere I can. Everyone always says, "Oh, it's gonna be Detroit." Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from New Jersey. I've taken my share of abuse of where I'm from. So
you're not too far from me. I'm in Chicago.
We do, Matt. We do.
Chicagoland.
I don't know. Portland's been doing a lot of burning. I don't know about the rest of Oregon.
Portland is, yes. See, Godzilla Portland is ablaze.
Get it.
There you go. But
y'all, Scorpion P2P says we should eat more into the mic.
Okay,
everybody.
That's all Tom, buddy.
Yes, Tom.
I'm trying. I'm muted over here.
I don't know. This is just what he's saying. Michael Hickson, thank you, sir, says Matthew Gabella and Anthony Jean for the Conan comic, or Anthony Jean.
Alrighty.
So that's who's writing it, Thomas.
Gracias.
Nope.
Yes. De nada. Yeah, so sounds pretty good. Sounds like that's potential. I mean, that's something that's coming out that,
you know,
might not suck. Might be kind of cool.
Yeah. And I think we should kind of like if it is good, I don't know what it is, but that should be something we like. Hey, everyone, check this out.
Yeah,
that's
for
the
sure.
only way we get good stuff, and that's cool. You said he's going to make sure the Conan series isn't trash, so that's awesome. The only other creator I can think of is like Robert Zemeckis. He doesn't want Back to the Future ruined, which as a lifelong Back to the Future fan, I'm happy of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it looks like Jason Reitman's doing his best to resurrect, Ghostbusters and give it some life.
I mean, Jason Reitman was involved in
afterlife.
He was in the production, like he visited the production of the original film. So
Oh, really?
So he has a special place in the original Ghostbusters has a special place in his heart. I think he was one of the kids in the second movie too. The ones
He is. He's the one who says, "My dad says you guys are full of crap." He's
oh, okay. And they're like, "We want He-Man and stuff." Oh,
it's funny. I was sitting there watching the trailer. I think Egon buried the containment unit under the farm. And that shit got loose. And I'm trying to figure out.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how are all the ghosts? Where they at Indiana, something like that? Like how are all the ghosts over there? And I'm like, the only thing
There's
I can
a
think
mine
of
shaft called Evo Shandor Mine or something like that too, or Shandor Mine.
And I was thinking, like, if Slimer's there and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is showing up at the, where's the containment unit at that normally Slimer would be in? And I'm thinking, did he bury this somewhere on the farm, or wherever the family's at, and somehow something got him loose, and that's one thing I could think of. I can't think of no other way why everything would be so far away from New York.
Yeah, but that would make perfect sense because if he meant back to his farm, he'd take the containment unit there, be a nice, safe place away from a population center.
Right.
And now, all these years later, it's causing another problem.
Is that actually the figures?
Yep, that's figures.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Are these official?
pretty
Or?
awesome. Yep.
Yes,
they
they're
look good.
official.
For the new movie? Is that the idea?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Clownfish TV, when they did their reaction to the trailer, was showing some of these, and they were both going crazy over these new figures.
Wow, these are really good figures.
Yeah,
they've got kids. They've got kids figures and they got collectors figures, and they're different scale.
Yeah, these are super detailed.
Are these the like $400 Hot Toys scaled figures?
No, these are Hasbro. These are Hasbro collector edition. So I think they've got 3-inch and 6-inch, or something like that. 3-inch and 6-inch.
Oh man,
and the kids that looks like this. Those are the 6-inch.
Wait, so is this leading us to believe that we're going to see the Ghostbusters back in uniform fighting ghosts?
According to these toys, they will be back in uniform.
That's badass.
Yes, that's why Clownfish TV was suddenly like, I'm suddenly optimistic for this.
We're trying to tell you guys for 2 years, but nobody listens.
Yep.
32 years of waiting.
Man, it's hard to believe. But what makes me optimistic is the guy in the middle. Bill Murray, I don't think would have come back if it was garbage. I just don't. He has no reason to.
Murray did.
He didn't want to come back to 2. So it's like he's not going to come back.
Don't expect him to be in it much, though, because he showed up like at the very end of shooting.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine, though.
That's
but
fine.
I mean, but as long as he puts in a bona fide appearance, even
Rick
if
Moranis is the one I don't think is going to show up.
Annie Potts is.
No.
But I don't
Annie
think
Potts is in.
Yeah, she was in the
Yeah,
trailer.
she's already in it.
Cool.
Was she in the last one? Was she in like the
Yeah, she was in the last trailer.
2016 one?
Yeah,
Oh, the
she was in
2016
last
one.
too. Yeah.
Oh, was she?
The one where Bill Murray got threw out the window.
I still have not seen that movie.
I haven't either. I had no desire to.
Hail, Nick. Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
The Nick Weiser, 32 flavors of.
Hell
Flavor
of
Flav.
Fellow
He's another one who'll
Chicagoan.
be in Vegas. Nick Weiser. That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm actually bunking with him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
At the
I'm
Paris.
going to be just about next door in the Alara.
I'm staying right above the convention in the Rio.
Fuck yeah.
I'll be on my fat ass at home.
Tom.
No, Tom.
I'll be at home too.
Sorry, Tom.
We're going to miss you, buddy. We're going to miss you. I was thinking about maybe Vigilante because we're going to be you know, we're going to be obviously in Vegas, but I was thinking like, well, we should keep the cocktail lounge going. It shouldn't stop that, but maybe Vigilante will
If there's some rich old ladies who want to use me for furniture, I mean,
Listen,
there you go.
Don't knock it. It's a lucrative way to make some money.
There you go.
You know.
I think I'm too old for that. I don't think I could stay in that position for such a long time.
That was honestly when we were on set. I'm like, guys, we got one more take. This is it. My back is killing me. I was like, this, get it, because we're done. You know. Yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of things too. I was also like a lamp.
Oh, God, I have to find this.
It's funny. Like I was worried about that. Like I was like, this is so humiliating. But honestly, it was a lot of fun.
Well, shit. What part did they pull to turn you on?
Do you know what season it was?
I was wondering the same thing.
I really.
Which part do you think? There's a pull switch.
That's all, folks.
I can look back through my emails and try to find.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, it was. But it was. I mean, it was.
You guys laugh, but this is a real fucking kink.
I know it is. And by the way, Matt, it's intended to be humiliating, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, you know, when you're like trying to take yourself seriously as an actor, you know what I mean? You kind of like hope that this is not the type of work you do.
I bet you played the most convincing lamp you could.
You know that you might not have a bright future in porn.
That's
true.
Wait, did you say you were a yoga instructor?
Yes.
Oh, I might have found it.
Okay.
Oh.
If you have to buy it, just let me know and I'll Venmo you. I'll send you the money. I'm
gonna look it up somewhere else first. And watch it there.
Okay, cool. I'm not credited, so just so you know that. Like, there's no way to verify that it's me.
Right.
You know, thank God for you two for saving you from a life of porn where a lot of field actors.
I tell you what. Okay, so. This was like still early on in my career, and I was auditioning for this thing, and it was paying like crazy money. It was something like $5,000 to $15,000 for like a month's worth of work. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, like you know, like 30 days or whatever. It filmed in Romania, which I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, all right, Romania, cool. I've never been there, but that would be interesting to go. And I get the script, and it's terrible, it's awful.
No.
And so, but I mean, every script you read is terrible. I mean, you almost never read anything good. And so, you know, go and do the audition. And
Titanic, yeah, I know.
Oh, I mean, no, dude, like these are you can't. So many incompetent writers, and so I do the audition, and they're like, "Oh, great, thanks." You know, I get a call back, and they send me some new sides, and their ads terrible. I was like, "All right, well, maybe I'll just like watch this show, you know, like to do research for the callback because I wasn't taking it seriously the first time around." I'm like, "Okay, now you know I'll take it seriously," and so I start watching this show, and it's predictably awful. And then like there's a scene where this couple just starts hooking up, and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, why are they holding on this scene for so long? Like it's not moving the story for. Oh my God, it's softcore porn. Oh my God, I auditioned for softcore porn. Oh,
well, shit. Well, I mean, isn't it?
Well, you know,
don't you only see action from like the waist up?
Yeah, it's not nudity. Like it's not porn, but it's like
it's the cock sock shit from Skinamax.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And
so how was Romania?
There's a lot of gyrating and moaning and tits, and that's about it.
And a lot
that's
of
exactly
sweating.
right.
Yeah,
fucking a lot of navels.
You know, looking back on it, I probably should have done it because it would have been fun, and you know what I mean, like go to another country and get paid to be an actor.
You would have so gotten laid like left and right, man.
Right, but I didn't. But I didn't do it. And because I was like a serious actor, and I was like, because you know what, you'll never be able to live this down. It'll be attached to your IMDb forever. You'll never be taken seriously. You can't take it.
And now you're on YouTube.
Yeah, after that, the only way to resurrect your career would have been to write a boxing movie and star.
I was about to say, just think it could have erected your
worked
career.
for Stallone.
That's what I meant.
I mean, I could have used the $15,000. That would have been dope.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this way, Matt. You're getting paid $15,000 to fuck a hot chick in Romania. I mean,
who chances are after the scene is going to be so hot she's going to fuck you in a closet somewhere.
Right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
There's worse.
Why did you turn it down?
It's on the table.
Because I thought
He
it
wanted
was,
to be a serious actor.
yeah, I thought it would be
He had
hard to live
integrity and
down.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like you wouldn't, it would ruin any future chances.
Fuck,
of
being in
actually
Romania,
working.
the things are probably so lax over there. She's probably like, I want more realism in this scene. Like, fuck the shit out of me. Like, you know, like.
Well, it was on. It was.
So you gave this up so that you could do only go there at night.
You know,
No. Only Go At Night was way before that.
You know, it didn't stop Sylvester Stallone when he did the Italian Stallion. So
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he has
that's
tried
true.
to get every
He
copy
did,
of that.
He did gay porn.
He has tried to get that thing out of existence forever, though.
But it
I
wasn't
know he
like
has.
there was no website of record back then. Like he could lie about having done it.
That's
Like,
true.
I could never lie. It would just be you'd look me out. Who's this actor? Oh, he did what? No, we're not seeing him. And that would be like that. That'd be the end of my career. Not
I hate
that
to
ever-
break it to you, but I highly doubt, unless you got as big as Sly, anybody would have cared.
No, but casting directors like they look at what you were in. Like it's not. It's just
Yeah,
like
you
it's part of
work.
the business. I don't know. I thought it was the smart choice. Looking back, it probably would have been more fun to go hook up with chicks in Romania for 10 or so.
You could have had a hell of a
$1,000.
career on Skinamax.
Hey, now that like it's all gone, I don't care about any of it. It's like, yeah, I mean, that would have been fun for a while, but yeah, I don't know. I took it so seriously.
You know what? You never know. Because those type of decisions, let's say you do it and all of a sudden you're like a porn guy. Because it opens up the door and he's, I'll do another one and another
it
one.
opens up something.
There you go. And now you're like, instead of just being
Mickey
like
Rourke made a career out of it for like 30 fucking years.
That's
Being in
not
porn.
Like that softcore shit that's on Skinamax. Like 90% of them had Mickey Rourke in them. I swear to God. Like,
Really, I didn't know that.
oh yeah, he did a bunch
mean-
of straight to video garbage until Iron Man 2 came along.
No, the wrestler.
well, the wrestler came right.
Yeah, the wrestler
Whichever
came
one
after
came
Iron Man
first.
2.
Yeah, I was gonna say Iron Man 2. I think was the one that brought him back from
It
obscurity.
was.
I thought it was the
I
wrestler.
like the wrestler a lot.
The Wrestler's a great movie.
Yeah,
It's a really good movie.
that's a great movie.
Yeah. So hey, life works the way it works because it
Sure
could
does.
have been, you
No,
say,
I
oh
just know,
yeah,
like, when I had the video store, I bought like a bunch of tapes from this one guy, and they were a bunch like of macho guy movies and softcore porn. And I swear to fucking God, Mickey Rourke was in half of them. They were
That's
all
a
like
little
straight to video garbage. Like
That's a
Oh,
little
man.
I
weird.
paid like $1 a tape or $2 a tape, which at that time that was fucking cheap. Like you guys don't understand. Like now you're like, yeah, so you're not like, no, you don't understand. This was in the height of video, and like this guy's selling me a box of like 200 tapes for like dirt cheap, and I'm like, wow. It's like, yeah, now I know it's like nothing, but still.
That's interesting though. I didn't know you had a video store.
Oh yeah, you didn't
Huh.
seriously? Like that's like
Swear.
the ongoing joke with Gary is like it was him in his video, his comic book shop.
Comic
It
shop.
makes fun of me almost as much as I bring that up. Yeah,
Somehow
I worked
missed
with
that.
movie
I don't know.
gallery for a while too. Yeah.
All the hours of listening to Tom. I'd never heard that one. Senshin Dildo points out that Matt was one of them. I am all about the craft douches. Yes. You are correct. You are correct. I thought I was going to be a serious actor. I thought this would be a big movie star. I
He
thought I had
thinks
to, like,
he's Dustin Hoffman.
The next
protect the
Pacino.
brand. I don't know. The first Matt Fowler is what I would have said.
There you go.
probably. Something
you know what?
stupid.
You probably
Thank you very much.
If things would have broke differently, it could have happened.
I mean,
Probably.
I believe in myself. I still believe in like the talent, but it's all the other shit that goes.
Honestly,
along with
dude,
it.
you're probably better off not being in Hollywood.
I agree.
Yeah.
I am
You'd
much
be
happier.
such a douchebag.
You can honestly build a better career probably on this platform than you would in Hollywood. Because you at least have the ability to maintain your scruples and your
There you
morality.
go.
And I like
Stay
doing
about the
this.
craft.
This is fun. It's fun to talk shit and be untethered and not have to worry about like pleasing some perceived, entity.
please me.
Oh, it's great. This is way better. I love doing this.
Please me. Oh, yeah.
I've probably made more money
Like
at
that,
doing this than I
please
have
me.
ever
Yeah,
acting. I mean,
Yeah,
just
you get
for
to see a
super
different
chat.
side of like celebrities whenever they're on like Joe Rogan and stuff. They could just
Mhm.
talk about whatever they want. It doesn't come off as stiff.
Yeah, they're like real people, and like Rogan always has people on that he likes. It's never just like, oh, you're famous, you're promoting the new bullshit movie. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Or Dan Aykroyd promoting his vodka, his Crystal Skull vodka.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, Scorpion P2C for $5. Thank you very much, sir. Says, y'all make me laugh. Don't be afraid of Skinamax.
Oh, rip
Yeah.
Skinner Max. We miss Skinner Max.
Yeah. If
Shout
I
out
had
to
known, where it was all going to go, maybe I would have just decided
Now
to
it's
do
too
it.
PC.
Doesn't Cinemax still exist? Some
No,
form?
well, Cinemax does, but I don't think they do the Skinemax stuff anymore.
Oh,
like
so that's not a
HBO.
big thing?
Well, like like even HBO took away a lot of their overt stuff. Like you can't even watch like real sex and shit anymore. Like they don't show any of that stuff. They went uber fucking woke.
Yeah, they pretend it never
how that
happened.
used to be the right that was protesting that stuff, and now it's coming from the left so hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all
like that's what HBO was built on, was fucking the F word and tits.
100%. That was really fun.
was.
You know, and like, all those shows you could like, especially late night, you could catch like what was it was not Sex in the City, it was like Real Sex or something.
Yeah,
like
Real
that.
Sex.
Yeah, Real Sex.
Yeah, like every once in a while you'd catch like a stripper.
Oh, they had some good shows on there. Yeah.
Yeah, there was always some like kind of softcore porn thing on all that.
Yeah.
On all those.
They had to compete.
Well, they even had TV shows, and even Robert Meyer Burnett worked on one of them. Was it Femme Fatales or something like that? I can't remember what it was.
I remember that vaguely.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those Cinemax porn shows.
God, I miss the 90s.
Yeah, he's like, we'd never be able to make this show now.
Was it like Red Shoe Diaries on Showtime? Anyone remember that one?
Yep, that's another one.
Yeah.
Always some good tits in those.
I mean, now we have OnlyFans and Twitch.
Now
so
it's
like
the male gaze. We can't appease the male gaze. We can't show tits in movies anymore.
But remember, though, we didn't have the same access to porn back then.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you had like books, like magazines that you hid, and like VHS tapes and stuff.
It's all going to be feminist porn in the future anyway, folks.
Ooh, good.
Lord.
But I mean, like, there is a difference in like your media consumption, even though you're right, it's mostly woke nonsense is the reason we don't do it. But it's also because like it was exciting when you saw a pair of tits because it was rare. You couldn't open up the internet and just see every shape, size, color in the whole world. You know what I mean? It was a little different. So I'm not one of these guys who's like, they got to bring back sex in movies. I'm like, do it or don't. I don't really care.
I've honestly, I'd never had a puritanical attitude about it. It's my whole thing when it comes to sex and violence is do it where it makes sense. Don't do it just to do it. If it makes sense to the story, because for me, when it comes to that kind of stuff, it's all about the story. It's not about the nudity or the violence or whatnot.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think that's something that has kind of got lost on the art a bit because it did get very gratuitous for a while back in the.
I was just going to say that.
I was going to say like in the aughts and the in the 2010s. It's like it became very gratuitous and unneeded.
Violence.
And then now we're getting to the point where we're just being
Are you
Puritans.
talking about tits and nudity in movies?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as unnecessary.
But I think about like Boardwalk Empire, and I did like that show, but it was just like the first few seasons, even the season I like, it was all aesthetic, violence, and sex. And then you look at it like this story is actually nonsensical and weak. And
it's not even close to how reality was.
Yeah, that too. But it was enough. It was titties and people getting their hair blown off. So it was like, oh, it's awesome. It was like, is it really?
Well, there was in that movie that came out, I guess a few years back, the Motley Crue movie Dirt. There was a fair amount of titties in that one, and that was fun. It kind of like elevated like what they were doing.
Sense.
Yeah, because they were like rock stars were always fucking and like.
I mean, stuff like that makes sense.
Yeah. That was good.
Movie,
Anyone see that movie?
For a Netflix movie, I thought it was pretty good.
I thought so too. Those guys were fucked up, man. They were like wild, out of control. Just like
I had no idea
I
that
haven't seen it yet.
I had no idea that Nikki Sixx, I think it was Nikki Sixx that nearly died and then came back after being pronounced dead.
Haven't they all?
Jesus. I don't know. But there was like this one manager or whatever who like introduced like I guess it was who's the lead singer? What's his name?
Vince Neil.
Yeah, Vince Neil. He introduced like his girlfriend to Vince Neil, and then like Vince just immediately started fucking her behind his back, like
oh god,
just like right away. And the guy, and like there was like this thing like, do not introduce your girlfriend to Motley Crue because they will fuck her. And it was like that was like
I don't know why they didn't know that per se.
What's that?
Yeah.
But it was, it was interesting to just see like old school rock and roll guys just fucking everything that moves. Like it was fun. Like it was a fun movie.
It's toxic masculinity. But yeah, in general, do not introduce your girlfriend to someone who's richer and more famous than you.
They made that joke in Clear History, the Larry David movie they did. They featured the band Chicago, and he was asking them like, "Did you blow this girl?" And they're like, "Yeah, we remember her. We did." Yeah.
That's pretty humiliating. Scorpion P2C for $5. Thank you very much, my good friend. Said Red Shoe Diaries was a conversation you had with your boys over that stolen porn mag. Hashtag never forget. Man, porn was like precious back then. You remember that?
Yeah,
I got a whole movie written about that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, really?
Like, in the days before the internet.
It's actually a little bit more innocent than you would think, and it's funny because that's like one of the first lines in it.
What's the what movie?
Think like Stand By Me meets Goonies, but like the kids are looking for a porn stash.
That's hilarious. What movie is that?
It's just a movie I came up with. I haven't.
It's
really
a great idea.
Yeah, it's like takes place in the 80s, and like that's the whole thing is you got like this voiceover thing like Stand By Me is like, back in the day we had to actually search for porn. If you weren't lucky enough to have a dad who had a stash, you had to find it. And like the whole story is kind of built on this idea that they hear about the high schoolers having this grand porn stash in the woods.
Yes.
So of course in their minds they build it up as this, this like cabin just chock full of pornography. And of course they get there and it's just a fucking Playboy shoved into the knot of a tree. But
that's how it was when you're kids,
exactly.
right?
It's all, and of course the movie's all about the journey instead. But like,
Yeah. But that's how it was.
We need to crowdfund this movie.
Yeah.
Hollywood would never let me make this movie now. You got a movie
fuck
about
Hollywood. Let's
12, 13-year-olds or whatever going after porn. Hell yeah. They would never let me make that.
Or maybe they would. I mean, we see cuties exist. Like, listen, like we could crowdfund this thing. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Get cracking on that script.
I got shit like nunchucking dinosaurs, killing Sean Bean. I mean, I've got a ton of ideas, but they'll never happen.
My friend had an idea for a film I always wanted him to make, and it was like this. It was kind of like a Sharknado style movie, and it was basically like Mother Nature just turned on humanity, so we just had to fight Mother Nature. And it was like this whole like trees were attacking, and it was like this over the top whole thing. And the tagline was like, "Nature, she's a real mother." And I was like, dude, you have to make this movie. You have to.
Speaking of porn stashes, where I, as a young kid, where I got my porn stash was you couldn't make a movie out of this because nobody would believe it. My Boy Scout troop did a recycling day once a month for the town, and we
recycled. That's where that went.
We recycled bottles, cans, and paper. And I learned early on, work the paper recycling station, because when that bundle of magazines came out, it wasn't when it wasn't newspapers, wasn't brown paper bags. When it was a bundle of magazines, all of us got good at looking at the end bindings of all of those magazines and going, hang on, we got a couple of possibilities here. Prospector kicks in, and you pull one out a little bit and go, yep, that's one. I wound up one day with 4 bundles of nothing but Playboy, Penthouse, Weed, Topper, you frickin' name it.
Damn, I bet they weren't expecting that outcome when they said, let's get the boys into recycling.
Exactly. And I'm gonna like, first of all, how do I keep them from being stolen before we leave? Because it's 2.5 hours. And
it's like in prison.
And then I gotta stash this. So we were at the town.
That's why you bring a backpack.
Well, yeah, but we worked at the town. We did this at the town's basically utility yard. They had the building the firefighters would set on fire and put out. They had the road salt, the gravel, and everything. So I took these bundles and ran over to a pile of gravel and buried them in it.
Smart move.
Man, you're like fucking Gollum. I'm like,
I'm literally, I'm like Gollum. I'm creating a. And now I've got to do. Now I've got to do a. I've got to do my best Matt Damon. I got to get these to the car, get him in my father's Volkswagen so that he doesn't know about them, and get him home. So
and then you got to sneak it past the parents too. That's a whole other thing.
I had to sneak him in that night. I threw him in the garage, buried him in the garage, and then that night I brought him up to my room, and I got my X-Acto knife for my modeling tools. And I zipped out. I zipped out all the pictures I wanted, and I spread them out underneath my rug in my room, so that when you lowered the rug, you
that's
didn't
some
feel
serial
it.
killer shit.
Oh no, seriously. I mean, if the FBI had ever seen it, they'd have been like, "Whoa!"
Oh no.
And then I just took them, and then I let my parents find them. And they're like, these are going in the trash. I went, no. These are going in the trash. Boom, gone in the trash. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. That's pictures.
You got the pictures.
Now, the funny punchline is that when I was in college, my parents decided to remodel my
Ah.
bedroom, and they pulled up the rug.
And then they found everything.
And
'cause
they
you left
found them, and they were like, "You had them all this time." I said, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
It's never a good day when your parents find your porn. That's never a good
So
day.
Hey, it's never a good day when you find your parents' porn. Yeah.
That
hasn't happened.
Especially if they're into weird shit.
Oh, no.
Comics, you have a
So
story
my-
you'd like to share?
No,
It
actually, I
sounds like
don't.
a trauma you're working through.
No.
Traumatizes the child.
I have a
good
very
to talk
similar
about
story
it, I
to
hear.
just another red shirt. Where when I first moved to Texas, we're staying at my grandparents' place, and I guess my grandfather was getting rid of some of his porn. It was all Playboys and whatnot, and because they were all like boxed up, and me just being the opportunist that I am, I fucking grabbed a big old stack and stuffed it in my suitcase.
Oh,
Yeah, that's great.
Wow.
I mean, that
was it. I mean, but no,
Here are my
I fortunately, and this will hopefully never happen for the rest of my life. I've never walked in on my parents having sex. I've never found out what kind of kinks my parents have. So
I don't know my
There you go.
parents' kinks, but I did walk in on my mom and her boyfriend.
Oh,
That was brutal.
For the record, I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm
No,
laughing at this.
I mean it's funny.
You're more than welcome to laugh at it. I think this shit's funny.
I was like 12 or something like that. It was in the morning.
Oh my god!
Oh.
What are you
just,
doing to
like-
my mother?
It was like 8:30 in the morning. I don't think people fuck like that. I just opened the door because I was I was getting ready to go. Like it was like I was going to the Little League World Series with my dad. And my parents were divorced at the time, so I was just like, "Mom, you like looking for?" And then they were fucking, and I just saw like my mom's boyfriend like pile off him, and it was just like, like, shut the door. And like for the whole day, I just couldn't get that horrifying image out of my head.
Oh no!
Like it ruined the day.
Dude,
Like, it was like I was just like PTSD for like the whole.
At least
day.
it was just the day and not your life, man.
Well, obviously, I still remember it, but it was.
Is that why you didn't go to Romania?
Yeah.
For your future
That was
children.
evil. It's dirty. I can't
Naughty
put that-
thoughts, mommy. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, no.
Did
It
they
was,
by any chance shoot in a castle in Romania? By any chance?
I don't know, man. How I would go to Romania? Like I've never been there. Like that would be cool.
Transylvania.
I'm
And
sure
then
it's
he
like-
found out that the movie he turned down or show he turned down was True Blood.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. No, I never got that.
Or watch
close.
it was Game of Thrones or some shit. That'd be fun.
No, the biggest thing I ever auditioned for was I auditioned for the Orville a few times. Never got it, obviously. But and the Flash TV show.
Did you ever audition for Weinstein?
No, I had seen him at events though. Like there was like because I used to do catering events for a
Should
lot
have
of
been
those.
like,
Show us on the doll
Harvey,
where
I'll
Weinstein
suck it
touched
for
you.
anything.
But it was
was a
weird, man, because
serious
you'd see him and he'd be in these rooms like he was revered, like he was super powerful, and then the next year, fucking gone. And it was like crazy, man. It was like, wow, this guy used to run these rooms, and now he is nowhere to be found. So, Wake Down, did you find this thing?
Yeah, I actually paid $2 for it to own it on
Okay.
YouTube. So we'll have to watch it in like 5-second pieces.
Yeah, let's give it a 1 minute because I gotta go refill my drink and go to the bathroom. So you guys talk, and then we can.
Fuck that! I'm getting
humiliate me.
popcorn.
This is glorious. Get ready.
This is gonna suck. All right, I'll be
I've been
right
trying to
back.
make this point for a few minutes now. Like one thing, when you guys talking about the old porn, somebody said it. Like I think about like I do not want old used porn magazines with the sticky pages. That just seems grotesque.
We had to
Yeah,
take what
they
we
weren't
could fucking get.
sticky.
You lay off our heritage.
Yeah.
I mean,
Most guys actually took a lot better care of their porn collections than you'd think.
Yeah.
Like that was not kind of a normal thing.
nah.
Only weirdos did that kind of shit.
That's more of a gag you find in Hollywood movies.
I hope so.
Weirdos and rookies.
That's the kind of shit. Yeah, I was gonna say, or that's the kind of shit you find happening to like you do that to your buddy just to be an asshole in college, kind of thing. Not so much.
Just us porn.
Still, I just can't imagine that those magazines were like sanitary, man. Like I came up right when the internet age was coming along, so I
You
didn't
talk
really
about
need.
sanitary. Talk about all the shit that we touch every day, dude.
But it's not like okay, you jack off and then you just touch it. It's just like nah, man.
You're doing it wrong.
PC, not sure,
You're putting way too much thought into this, man.
You're not
doing too
supposed
much
to
with your
do it
hands.
like DSP. Wash your
Oh,
hands.
oh.
You're not supposed to give the centerfold a pearl necklace, Vigilante.
Well, like I said, I came
Unless
up
you
in
have
the
two
internet
copies.
age. I had no use for like physical porn as a kid, so it wasn't a big deal. Scorpion 2 PC, I'm lost. Lost in the sauce. Please explain. So yeah.
Doing it wrong.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, it was not a thing. It was already. I came up. It was already obsolete by then. You could already.
Yes,
use
but
like-
that makes a difference.
So.
Back
By the way,
before,
nice to meet you,
before there was
Vigilante.
anything.
Yeah, nice. This is the
other
first
than
time we
bacon.
streamed together.
Yeah, it was different.
You can call me Brian.
Oh, Vigilante. Nice to meet you.
You made a
Damn
job
glad to
interview.
meet you.
You can call me Rich.
Oh, dollar bill. Talk about the cocaine and the ass. Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
think about it. I do know. But then again, hey, dollar bills are obsolete now. Scorpion 2 PC or P2C. Whole great reset thing. No more cash. And Leslie Headland, a woman of skill. She was Weinstein's old assistant.
Yep.
So there's
I
that.
can do this all day.
What's the show she's doing
There
for
you go.
Star
Oh.
Wars?
The Acolyte.
Oh, the Acolyte. Oh, okay.
No relation to Bradshaw and Farouk.
I thought it was
That's
called the
High Rep-
facilitator, but I guess I was wrong.
That's High Republic, right?
I don't know. I don't
Acolyte?
think the Acolyte is any better.
Yeah, I think it is a High Republic thing. I do.
I don't think that
And
era
why
has
is
ever
the-
been explored.
Yeah,
Before.
I mean, the whole High Republic mess. It's his own corner. Wait down. Here we go. Here
All
we
right.
go.
I
All
make
right,
stupid
let's get this
expressions.
back on track.
Man.
Is that like a loop? Like every few seconds it just switches to a new thing? Or
No,
new manual?
I've just got you can upload up to like 25 of them.
I can only upload like 10.
Oh, I actually give StreamYard money.
Yeah.
So I give them money too, but I got the like.
That is the reason why I can become Boris. Boris Writing Bear.
Let's see.
I don't know if anybody's told you comics, but I may or may not have like a bunch of clips of you saying random shit that I play all the time.
Oh,
Like what?
Things that I've made. Like it's not actual quotes that you've said. It's just you yelling like what?
What?
Yeah, except
Oh my
about an octave and a half higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh
Matt-
my god! What, you mean like that?
Close.
No,
Rich Evans.
No, it's higher than that. I mean,
Rich
when Matt gets back, you got to play one. You got to show him. You got to put him out of his misery now.
I think I put them all in Matt's Discord not too long ago. I have to look now. Let's see.
So when I do stuff like that, I always have a good time recording it because I sometimes I find my stuff funny. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, whatever. If you find it funny, that's great. But there's times where it's like when I do those stupid voices, I always get a kick out of doing them.
Yeah, if you scroll up enough in Matt's main Discord channel, they're all there.
Yeah, you shared them last week. I just didn't have the time to like bring them in.
Right.
Which one should I bring? Which one should I do? The first one?
The one that's
I don't think I'm
what
on Matt's
will
Discord.
deafen
No,
everyone.
you need to invite me.
I will do that, sir. So I got what, why, YKM. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like the loudest one is what? I need to turn the volume down on it, but they're all kind of funny.
It's pretty funny. All right, hold on. Let me share it. Alrighty. Share screen, window, Discord. Boom.
I already fell asleep.
Oh, you didn't share audio.
Oh, I didn't share the audio.
It's almost funny
suck.
without the audio.
I thought we were gonna watch you embarrass yourself as furniture.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
We have that queued up.
You are a
too.
void.
We have that queued up. That's
Well,
good.
now show me this. No, you can't tease me, honestly.
I'm doing. Yeah, I'm very much not doing a great job here. Okay, here we
No,
go.
you're boomering the shit out of this.
Big time. All right.
No audio.
Boomer.
No audio.
I did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
I suck.
You have
You
your
want a pearl
audio on your
necklace.
Discord?
I'm bad at this.
You want a pearl necklace? Do.
Okay, I clicked it.
I'm gonna do
Third
some
time karaoke.
Third time's a charm. Thank you, bitch.
Or it's
Nope.
not.
Or
Nope.
not.
Or it's not.
I did. I clicked it. I clicked the button.
Oh,
Here, I'll share it.
Evidently, not
How am I
working
supposed to be
with you.
embarrassed by this if I can't get the audio?
I clicked
Here we go.
share audio.
Yeah.
on the fact that I make really retarded faces.
I believe the
Yeah,
children
here,
of the
share my
future.
window.
Wait, that's
Teach them well
Okay.
and let them lead the way. Somebody's got to. Woo!
It's not
Who
expecting
grabbed
that.
your nuts, comics? Holy shit!
Is that a fucking like Gazelle mating song?
What? The
What is
So-
that?
Me going, why? What was that?
Are these just clipped out, or did you like put like? Wait, do the opinion one
Did you
again.
speed these up? I mean, those are fucking great.
Do the opinion one again. That one's funny.
That's my opinion!
Where's
I've never saying it like that.
Holy
No, that's a clip from somewhere else.
Ooh, what is that audio from?
I have no idea. I just made them with a.
Okay,
with an
okay, I
Apple
see.
thing.
I see.
Yeah,
what
and
you're
that's
doing.
a
All right.
deep fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I thought you were taking clips and just speeding them up or something. That's fucking funny, dude.
So if you guys, if
Dropped
there's a
them
bunch of
all in
videos
here.
that come out with me saying weird stuff, this is what happened.
Yeah, blame me.
I missed a super chat and it's no longer in the I can't pull it up.
You're fired.
I know.
Jesus, y'all
But,
type a lot in here when I'm not looking.
Whoa! I saw some boobies.
But Darius Munchausen for $2 US. Thank you very much, Darius Munchausen says Lost Film starring Matt, A Midsummer Night's Ream.
I don't know. I can't. I thought the others were in
There we
there.
go.
Okay, so this is
Measures,
the-
secret pleasures and buried treasures.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
this is copyrighted material. So definitely play it, like you said, like in maybe.
Yeah,
10
but it's got
seconds.
your face in it. Let's see him argue that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
What are we
Yeah.
doing here? Come on, let's go.
Actually, scroll to the
Ooh, it sounds
scene
sexy.
That's him right there.
Because
Wait, I don't see
I can't
it.
see a damn thing.
Oh,
No
it's
one
probably
can.
got a block on it because it's one of the paid ones. Dirty
Oh.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
black
you
screen for
dirty
me.
bastard.
Wasted the $2.
No.
way.
Dirty. See if you can.
We can't
rip
see
it.
anything.
I'm good. Yeah,
If you look,
give me like 5
How
or
am I
2 minutes.
supposed to factor this if I can't see it?
Yes,
You can't see it.
Because it's the last segment of this episode.
Oh.
Oh, this is what I wanted to see.
Yeah. Can you figure out a way around it, Wake Down?
Of course I can.
No.
Do a little,
Yeah,
do a little
talking
work
to,
there.
You're talking to the man here.
Yeah. And oh my
Hey,
heavens.
that's right, D. Bud Martin. There's the name for my movie, Buried Treasures. I like that.
Buried treasures. Thank you. Also, a few chats above that.
It might work.
Ogre
the king
Squasher
himself.
101 comes in.
hell, Ogre Squasher.
Wow.
Hail
Ogre
Ogre
Squasher.
Squasher 101
Hail.
for $100.01. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, $101.71.
Really?
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Crazy.
He didn't say
Yes,
anything.
he's the culture crime fighter's secret benefactor. He's our we're his angels. He's our Charlie.
He may or
Oh.
may not fly drugs in from
How
South
sweet.
Africa.
Yes, he's our George Soros.
George Moore.
Yes.
He's funding this operation from afar. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you. That's awesome. You are the fucking man. Scorpion P2C says you're a legend, and I agree.
He is a
You
legend. He's
legend.
a legend and a king.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. That's fucking awesome, man. And very much appreciated on Wednesday for the GoFundMe for my friend. She was very grateful for all the help. So And oversquash are a big part of that.
How much was raised?
About a G, about $1,000.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty rad. It's pretty rad, man. Yeah. So, yeah, she needs the help and very grateful for it. So, yeah, that was dope. That was cool. Yeah, man. Yeah.
And
So,
oversquash does
hail.
not fly in drugs. I mean, if you're a private jet pilot, you kind of don't need to.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Like it's not like you're struggling for money, man.
Hail. Scorpion says keep us updated on her. I will. I absolutely will. She's got a whole bunch of medical shit to take care of in the future, but I will keep you posted, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's very, very. It's
Does
great
she know
community here.
that you basically got all that money raised for her
Yes.
through the show?
Yes.
Cool.
I told her like right after, and she was brought to tears. So
Oh
That's
man,
fantastic.
yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Pretty
So
cool.
yeah, it's a cool community. I mean, I knew everybody would be supportive, and it just happened to work out that Gary was there, and it just like launched the numbers up. I mean, at one point we had 740 people watching, which was really rad.
Well, just so you know, Matt and Vigilante, Eric K told me we should push you that stream in Gary's Nooner, and he and I both put the link in.
yeah,
I promoted you about a dozen times, and then Eric texted Gary to remind him. Oh, by the way, you remember you get another stream to do in about 45 minutes. and Gary was like, "Oh, I got to shut this." And then Gary shut it down about a little bit early, and then got ready. So yeah, we promoted you, and Eric K said to me, we should probably try and push this. And I sent back to him on Discord after the next day when it had, I don't know, just 7,000 views and God knows how many likes or whatever. I said, I don't think we pushed it. I think we strapped a rocket to it and launched it.
It was crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, thank you so much, you and Eric K, the Mensch Wrench, and to Gary for showing up. But like, before it even started, there was 300 people in the chat waiting. I was like, well, okay, I'm a little nervous.
I was in the chat too.
Yeah, no, I saw you, Tom.
And eventually I showed up too, and I stalked you guys for a while.
I saw you both. No, that was a great day. That was really, really fun. And Gary stayed longer than we even, we normally broadcast. So it was like cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
2 hours.
We got you 600 likes, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Over 600.
Yeah, I was really pushing it too.
I saw that.
Yeah, I did remember you pushing the likes. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was tight.
Super
No, it
awesome.
was a group effort, and thank you guys so much. It was really
Yes.
like, it was a big day. It was a lot of fun, and also for a good cause. So it all worked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you.
I
And
think that's the
Scorpion-
reason. Like,
Says-
'cause it took us a while to get Gary. We've been trying for months,
Mhm.
and I
He's a busy guy, man.
Yeah,
busy guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, busy guy, and he's like, he's on like all, doing all his stuff. He's making videos. He's working on that Picard review, and he also has like a family and a life, and so it was a whole.
But that's what I mean. It's like the stars aligned for him to be there that day. Like if we had got him earlier, we couldn't have did that. So it worked out that he came in that day. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, 400 subs in one day. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
fantastic.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was rad. So thank you guys.
guys.
Scorpion P2C says Gary brought me here. I didn't know about this channel at all. Now I'm invested. Fuck yeah, man. Welcome.
Welcome, Scorpion P.
Welcome. We mess around like this every Friday. Yeah. So right on. Big week. How's it coming with that vid? Wait down anything developing there? Didn't hear. I think he said he's working on it. All right. Do you guys want to hear how it's actually the sexual assault allegations and toxic environment at Blizzard is actually the cause of white privilege?
Whoa.
Oh, is it now? Yeah, sure.
I'd love to hear how that works.
I mean, that's what I understand. And you know what? Knowing white privilege, that makes sense. So, God of War director David Jaffe blames white privilege of former Blizzard staff for recently alleged failings of activism of Activision Blizzard.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's all I gotta say.
I just can't wait to hear him spin this. This is great.
Yeah.
Angered by recent allegations of sexual harassment leveled against Activision Blizzard as a part of a wider gender discrimination lawsuit filed against the company by the state of California, God of War game director and God of 2 creative director David Jaffe recently shared his opinion that developers' failings were the result of former Blizzard staff white privilege. Okay, well, yeah, sure. On July 26th, in the wake of the aforementioned allegations being made public, Jaffe published a video titled, "I Suggest You Reject This Evil Company," to his personal YouTube page, wherein the veteran game developer took time to express his absolute outrage towards the lawsuit's obscene claims. Wait, so is he... Wait, what's he saying? I'm confused. Do you guys want to watch some of the... Oh, God. Declaring...
I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
It's probably a mess.
Well, declaring in the video's opening few moments, "I'm a male feminist. I'm a progressive. I'm just angry, man."
Man.
Okay,
wait,
so
I don't like that gendered language.
First off, I want to point out the fact
created
that
the culture, and now he's virtue signaling about it.
yeah, basically, Activision and Blizzard are shitty companies, not because of all the stuff that is being alleged against them. You could definitely say that plays a part into it. And again, they're literally with this lawsuit, they're throwing everything at it in the kitchen sink. But really, what makes these companies shitty is how they actually treat their employees when it comes to creating games. Specifically when it comes to crunch time. So
yeah. And I actually did I think I even covered it last weekend on one of my streams. So there's some really fucked up stories amongst this Activision Blizzard. There was a girl who unfortunately self-deleted in all this. It's a real mess.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But I want to say that happened 10 years ago though. I don't remember. So a lot of the things that they're bringing up in this lawsuit are actually over a decade.
Yeah, I did see that as well. A lot of this is a long stuff. But I mean, like you said about gaming companies with the crunch, and it's not totally outside the realm of believability.
Yeah. Mr. Tickle Trunk, who is usually in my chats when I stream, he works in the industry, and he's talked about a lot of stuff. I've talked about too because the tech industry functions very similar to the gaming industry, where that shit's not going to fly. Some of the stuff that they said was going on is not going to fly. Now, I could definitely see it happening in the sales departments and the executive level because of things I've heard and I know about from companies I worked at. So, yeah, this shit happens, but not your grunts on the ground. It happens much higher up the food chain.
So I'm not even entirely sure what the allegations are. I don't even really know. What
basically, they're saying it was like a frat party and people were drunk and groping women. Okay. And if that did happen, if it was a developer groping a female developer or a female employee, their ass would be out the door fast. They would be fired. Okay. That shit would not be tolerated.
Right. It's a corporate environment.
It's to the extent that the police could
it's not even just the fact that it's a corporate environment. It's there's a lot of dudes, there's that whole thing where men can be protective of women, and us geeks were definitely very protective of our geek women. And if some dude is getting handsy with a chick and she's not into it, oh man, we fucking take care of business.
Yes.
I like how comics kind of implies we take them out back and shoot them.
Well, no, man. Their ass would probably get dragged out the door and thrown out. Maybe they get their ass kicked. I mean, I've never seen something really egregious, but I've definitely been.
Holy shit!
Holy crap! Yeah, you got a massive donation.
Wow.
And I think that's for the GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap, dude!
$10.
But
that's amazing.
I was at a conference.
Wow.
And after everything was done, we went to a restaurant. I think it was like a Denny's or something like that. And one of the guys I was with, he was pretty drunk, and the chick that was our server was really buff, and he was started feeling up her arms. So I was like, dude, fucking knock that shit off. I mean, first off, I made the joke of she'll go through me to get to you, which I didn't want to be a part of, and also the fact that he was without her permission touching her arms. It was like, dude, fucking knock it off. And then obviously he stopped. I mean, he didn't feel her up or anything like that, but
I'll say this. I worked for a company over 10 years ago as a software engineer, and every year the company took all the employees on a weekend where there was a thank you and awards were given, and we did events and they put us up in hotels, and the partying was off the wall. So we didn't drink at work, but at these things, there wasn't a most people were horizontal by midnight, to the point where one hotel bathroom just, I'm sure they had to bring in maintenance to clean it, not housekeeping. Not one incident ever occurred with a female employee that was a problem. Not one. I mean, and we're talking people who are absolutely drinking constantly for 5, 6, 7 hours.
Right.
Didn't happen. They were colleagues. They weren't targets. And
yeah. Sorry,
and
1 second. I just want to one more, just like, holy shit, Ogre Squasher. That was incredibly generous, dude. $1,000. That's
beyond.
That is awesome.
That's amazing.
Very awesome.
Like, thank you so much. And somebody Rockfen says, I missed the stream because of work, but the GoFundMe is still open. Yeah, it's still
up. I posted it a second ago. I'll post it again, and Matt did too. So here it is. I just put the link in the chat. So please, if you guys want to donate directly to the GoFundMe, go ahead and do so.
Damn, dude. That's Ogre Squash. You're the fucking man, dude. That's so cool.
That's insane. Thank you, man. Thank you.
So much gratitude. Thank you. Wow, I'm blown away. That's fucking nuts. That is really cool.
I just find these allegations absurd on their face until I see receipts.
Yeah, I think the one that they actually have receipts on is the woman that self-deleted.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
what happened to her? Do we know?
It's in one of the articles.
I think she went on a business trip or something like that, and with this is what is alleged. I wasn't there.
The thing is, I don't know if necessarily this happened on the trip itself or it happened in another time, and they're alleging that this all had something to do with that trip. See, that's the thing that I think comics was getting about too, is like the allegations are all really like loose allegations until you get to the specifics, and they're really trying to nail this situation to this. Like they're really trying to correlate the two. And without some
they're probably not related.
Exactly. And without some kind of proof, I feel that's very dangerous, slippery slope to go down.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I said, once you start getting up to the higher levels, it's a completely different story. And one of the companies I worked at, the VP that I was under was actually sleeping with one of his direct reports.
Oh, wow.
And I was already left the company when this happened, but apparently during a company event, his wife confronted her, and everything it literally exploded at this event. And I was actually surprised, because the woman could have played victim, but she did not. They were both fired. I was actually surprised by that.
And the Islington girl says, I think it was that she was sexually involved with another employee, and then he posted pictures of her online.
That's what they're claiming.
Okay.
And now if there's proof of that, and that's the correlation between the two, that would be one thing. And I'm not saying that's not you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if it was online, but it was definitely alleged that he passed around pictures of her.
Exactly. So there's that's the thing with all the allegations, is they're very loose with what they are, except for that one. And it's very strategically worded to make it sound like it was that was specifically why. But again, I hate that something like that would happen, but you cannot,
right. No,
you don't know if somebody had any kind of, mental issues.
Listen, if you're self-deleting,
emotional issues,
if you're self-deleting it, generally it's not one thing like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not one thing. No. And the other thing too, I want to point out,
to start pinning that on, people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sentient Dildo says there's no evidence that it's related to the environment.
Yeah, exactly. Now, another thing too, I want to point out is that at tech companies, people hook up.
Yeah, all companies.
Well, it's not just tech company; it's almost every.
I know, but I've heard more about it at tech companies than I have at any other company I worked at.
Well, look, if you're somebody who's in and this is what it sounds like, because I think you guys are saying this. This sounds like something that probably happened in more like the sales department or a situation like that, where you're somebody who's constantly in close quarters with these individuals. You're going on trips with these individuals. You're basically living your daily lives with these individuals. Sooner or later, you're gonna hook up. Shit's gonna happen. It's a natural thing that happens when you're around people constantly.
Yeah.
especially when you're in an environment that's very competitive or there's a lot of passion involved.
Like I worked in the food service industry my whole life. People are constantly banging each other.
Oh fuck yes, dude! Constantly.
I do it.
You know how many children are probably conceived
with the mayo?
in Burger King bathroom?
Yeah. You and Anthony Bourdain, Matt, you should write a book.
Yeah, I don't know if my stories will quite hold up.
And don't even get me started on like the like the environments, like the factories and shit. Where women could give a shit about half this crap.
Here's an interesting thing that Pat S said, and I was like, I've experienced this. He says he started teaching at 23% of the people I worked with were 45-year-old women. Let me tell you, middle-aged women can be really inappropriate and handsy. Trust me. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's another place where inappropriate shit happens. Any place like teaching or somewhere where there's a lot of people around each other. It's bound to happen.
I think anyone who, specifically, I think middle-aged people are probably more prone to it because, I guess you're comfortable in your marriage, or you're single, you got divorced, or
you're having marriage issues,
and someone is paying attention to you, and one thing leads to another.
Yeah,
we're not condoning it, but it does happen.
Not condoning it. I'm explaining human behavior, which I don't need to explain.
And that's the thing, we shouldn't have to, right?
It's common enough. There's a word. There's a label. They're cougars.
Yeah, there's that too.
Well, if you're looking for a specific,
a lot of them are elephants, but I get what you're saying. my thing is, so human beings do like fucking each other, and that's true. But I gotta go angels advocate
too. Yeah, we're animals.
So
it's part of the reason why putting men and women together in the military is kind of a bad idea,
or any place for a long period of time in a concentrated area.
Well, here is one kind of angel's advocate thought. It's not. Maybe it's personally motivated. I don't like necessarily holding water for a major evil gaming company like Blizzard Activision.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, not that we are, but just like it's like. Okay,
well, you got to go after the things where they're actually guilty of, rather than just the salacious, things that is coming out of the current year, which is
right.
True. Companies, these IT companies are evil because they're abusing women. It's like,
well, and that's the other thing is we live in a day and age.
Well, I'm worried about the boy cry wolf syndrome, where it's like, okay, we get it, and then finally there is something. It's like, whatever.
And look at the majority of the Me Too cases were actually used to take out people. I mean,
yes. 100%.
Yes, they were. Yes, most of that money was used for trip money. I get it. You know what I mean? It was trips.
Well, and that's what I was getting at too. Vidge is like, that's the thing you have here is. In most of these cases, if there was real assault, they probably would have gotten the cops involved to begin with. That's what I'm not seeing.
I agree with that.
I'm seeing a lot of civil suits. I'm seeing like what comics are just like John Lasseter is a prime example. Motherfucker never did nothing to nobody but hugged too much. And because there was some young individual who felt like she was being ignored,
kept down.
And kept down because, somebody who actually had been doing this for the last, 30 fucking years may know a little bit more than you. Mm-hmm. And he just happens to be white and male. Y'all had to start this bullshit and get probably one of the, seriously, like John Land, what has he ever really done to any? We've never heard any bad stories, not even nearly like, and what the fuck did he ever do to deserve that? He made some movies that made people smile.
And the problem is,
it's
the
worse than that, Tom.
And cry and feel and all that other shit, but
no, Tom, it's worse than that. Lasseter created their animation,
an empire, really. But
he created the animation studio at Pixar. Pixar was a hardware and software company, and he was sent in to help them market their hardware and software with shorts. And I have a collection of the early ones, and I want to get the rest of them. But no, Lasseter was the guy who figured out, if I do the animation and I sit shoulder to shoulder with the MIT PhD genius who's writing the software to render it, I can tell him, can you render this? How about this?
Well,
can you make it do this?
He was like a reject from Disney, along with a bunch of other rejects from Disney who, they got together with, because Pixar started as an ILM company.
Yes.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
Yes,
that sounds right.
And then Jobs bought it.
Yeah, George sold it to Steve Jobs. And then, Steve's like, I see a future in this for video gaming and animation. And then, that's where he brought in Lasseter and all those guys. And I mean, this guy's a pioneer. He single-handedly saved Disney, right? I mean, Disney's been on the brink for years. You can say Avengers this and Star Wars all you fucking want. Pixar saved their ass.
Yes, because they don't get that far. They don't get the chance to get in the MCU.
Well, the thing I was going to say too about like the accusations is it's like that's all that's really needed. Yep. If there's an accusation, it's assumed that the woman, is telling the truth. There's no reason to investigate. There's no nuance. They're guilty.
But have we really gotten to that point though, where even a hug is considered that inappropriate?
But did you see? We covered the Warren Ellis thing.
That's the world we live in now, man. Unfortunately,
right? Man, go on that.
Big Mignana.
They did do it to Big Mignana.
Look at that.
And while they were doing way crazier shit.
But hey.
Yeah, well, you legit had people like hooking up in like some sex parties, but yet they take out Vic Mignogna for fucking hugging somebody.
Look, there were all sorts of pictures and shit.
I've met the guy. Yes. I'm surprised he's even interested in women. I'm gonna say it. I can't believe any of the accusations swung it.
The Islington girl brings up an interesting point, and I think this is the issue too with all this, like false accusations and the woke motivations and all the power play bullshit. Is it actually does still happen and for real? And like she says that she's been hugged at work before while actively backing up and voicing loudly that I did not want to be hugged by a customer in big box retail. I was not okay with that. And the dude kept doing it with all the women employees. I mean, that's not like a workplace
motherfuckers.
Well, here's the thing that I see is different. And I get what you're coming from. Yeah, Islington girl. That's a little different. From what I'm understanding of the whole John Lasseter situation, was he did not get any warning. He did not get any kind of like they had like a handler for like the last bit while he finished up like Wreck-It Ralph 2 and a couple other things, and then they ghosted his ass. And
I will ghost your ass.
That's the thing is, from my understanding, is it was more like he was a huggy kind of guy. I don't know how inappropriate it really got as far as it didn't seem like to me, because a lot of people came out in his defense.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, I'm just saying the problem is that there really does happen sometimes where it's inappropriate and there's power play.
Oh, absolutely.
Shitty. And then there's all the other people who exploit that and take advantage of it and use it for their own personal gain. And they lie and smear people and drag them through the mud. So it's like there are a lot of liars.
I guess what
another thing too, what sparked off the Me Too thing was Asia Argento basically making her claims against Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
But she herself was sleeping with an underage kid.
There was
the kid that married young Kirk.
Gave him hush money. And paid him off in like a whatever.
And that's all I believe tied to the whole thing with Anthony Bourdain's self-deletion.
That's what I heard. It was all related.
Well, I heard some other things about
slope though, so like we can't really.
I heard a lot of other stuff about Anthony Bourdain. Let's just say he did not. He may not have McAfee'd himself, but that's neither here nor there. I want to bring up Warren Ellis.
McAfee'd himself.
Yeah, because I can say his name. I don't know if I can say the other one. But like you remember like a month ago we just went back to the Warren Ellis thing. We went on that site and the quote unquote allegations were so mindlessly harmless.
Oh my God.
He emailed me for a few weeks. These nearly 30-year-old bitches. I was groomed at 27. No, you're a grown ass woman.
You're an adult woman. You are not being groomed.
Like basically it was like it sounded like he was respectful. Like he expressed interest in them.
Look at that fat cat.
Well, no, that it was.
But then, like,
it was
they
so
didn't
innocent.
reciprocate.
Just some guy was like
he moved on. Like he
covered this and did a fantastic job. Basically, these chicks wanted to get into the industry. He wanted to get laid. It was a mutual agreement.
It wasn't even that far. Sometimes it was just he messaged me and I messaged him back, and I felt threatened. It was
shocking.
So innocent. Like some of the times he wasn't even flirting.
No,
it was like you girls are telling on yourself that you're just looking for attention.
Yeah,
it was.
Who are we even talking about now?
It was
Warren Ellis.
Warren Ellis. Okay.
Yeah, it was so innocent. Some of the things that the girls were themselves saying. It wasn't like he showed a dick pic. He was asking about my day. We were talking about my boyfriend, and then when I said I wasn't interested, he stopped messaging.
He moved on. He was respectful. He was respectful to their wishes.
I know, but we live in a day and age where these type of things can be weaponized to go after somebody.
And it did. Like, what was it? Like, who was the studio now or whatever? Was it Image that's like, oh, we won't move
Yep.
forward.
Yeah, it was
That's
image
how
where
it's
they
going.
basically said they weren't going to work with him because of this. And I mean, and they linked to the fucking website where you can go and read the accusations. I mean, and the fact that they actually went out of their way to create a website to list all these accusations, but yet
nothing.
the police were not called on any illegal behavior. So this
Then you don't have to prove
website
anything.
has been created to destroy his reputation and drum him out of the industry.
Which
It
is
has
sad
nothing to
because-
do with justice or any kind of harassment against women.
Well,
It's
that's
a
where
It
the
fucking
reminds
power
me of
play.
rewriting Ripley.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's where the Me Too thing came to really became a problem. Was it's like we forgot why a lot of these due processes were in place in the first place, right? Because it's so easy
Yes.
for a woman to cry victim and point at some rich dude and go, yeah, I'm the victim. And then once they, do their thing and destroy said individual, then they get to take them to court and clean them out. Like that's why these processes have always been in place, and like Eileen's and girl, like, of course, if you tell somebody no and they don't listen, that's one thing, right? Like, but I'm under the impression that nobody said shit to Lassiter, right? Like until the last, until it actually was too late, basically. And I mean, if we're going to go to that extent, like, even Weinstein, I read through that entire court case, and I hate to be the guy to say it, I cannot believe he got convicted. I can't believe it. If it was just about anybody else in anybody other time period, that case would have been thrown out of court because every one of those women that accused him of shit were dating him. Do you realize how hard
That's the thing I don't get.
Exactly. Do you know how hard it is to set up a case of, I'm not going to say the nasty words, when you are actually dating someone and they actually admit to having relations with you? It is very, very difficult.
Well, that's part of the reason Cosby got out.
That was more of a technicality.
Yeah, that was a little different.
Well, listen, a lot of those hoes were lying. A lot of those women were like, yeah.
I'm not gonna that's the thing with Cosby, is that's more sad than and depraved than anything, because let's be real, 99% of those women either said they were more than happy to do it or would have done it anyway. That's the point.
I don't know. That doesn't let him off the hook.
I'm not saying it does.
Unless it was like part of a game.
I'll give him that. I'm just giving Vidge that much. But on the other
But
side,
no,
of it,
what
the
I'm
problem is he admitted to the shit. That's the problem.
He did.
No.
I'm not saying he's
Hold it. He only admitted anything in a deposition after he was stripped of Fifth Amendment rights because the original prosecutor said he would not prosecute on the basis there was no evidence.
Well, and the other thing too,
So
the
there was
evidence
no
that
evidence.
they use is that he admitted that he gave them drugs. That's
But
what
the
they
point-
convicted on,
Yeah,
or that's
I
what they
know that.
use. He didn't admit to giving them, drugging
Secretly
them,
drugging
and having
Yes,
sex with them.
exactly. He was not like secretly. That's the narrative, was he was slipping roofies in their pudding pops,
Right.
and they were passing out. A lot of these women were women who had dated him for continuous years and years, talking about years and years of abuse. Fuck
All right.
you.
That's
By
what
the
I
way,
was
the
saying.
technicality was.
Well, it's like, and there may have been some kind of abuse. I mean, the guy could have been just
Maybe.
an asshole or something. I don't know.
You gotta,
I mean,
you gotta put it.
not there.
you gotta-
I have no idea what happened.
Wait a minute. I need to say this because I read a detailed article by a lawyer about this, and it blew my mind, and it changed my mind. That when you say technicality, it usually means the cop forgot to Mirandize him, but he found him with the murder weapon in his hands. The problem is that with Cosby, the first prosecution collapsed completely. Then he was cleared. There was going to be no prosecution.
And then there was a second trial.
He was I'll get to that.
Yeah.
He was forced to make a deposition in a civil trial. Then the lawyer that ran against the lawyer that the DA that said there's no evidence, I can't convict him. The guy who ran against him for the next election won, and he ran on a platform, I will prosecute Bill Cosby.
Yes.
Now, that was a politically motivated prosecution.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely
what got
was.
him elected DA. Then the guy, he got a judge who agreed with him. I forget exactly the relationship. The Rageaholic did a video on this.
Yeah, he did. He did a great video on it.
Great video on it. So now you've got a DA prosecuting and a judge presiding, both of whom are determined to try and convict Bill Cosby, even though an honest prosecutor had previously said There is not enough evidence. And what
So
they
the
did
real-
was they allowed I don't know how many women to come forward and testify. And that was that plus the by the way, that deposition was inadmissible in criminal court. And that was why
Richard,
he
can I
was
just
released.
I got to cut you off real quick
Go
just because
ahead.
I missed a super chat from Scorpion P2C for $10. Thank you very much, my friend. And it says key points. I believe this is referring to the Blizzard. Key points. No women or man brought this forward. The state did. Oh no, the broke state. No one quit or did anything when this happened. Also, Ogre Squasher is amazing. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to, dude. Can you just?
He's talking about the Blizzard
He's talking
activism.
he's talking about the Blizzard lawsuit.
I'm
He
not
is
sure
talking
what
He's
the
saying that-
fucking problem with me is either. So, like, dude, yeah.
He said something about us that we don't know anything about law.
Yeah, like, dude, seriously, like, if you want to explain it to us, are you a lawyer? Because if you
I
know
don't know.
more
Is he
than
going
us,
after
please.
you? Is he going
Yeah,
after
he
you in the
is.
chat right
Yeah,
now?
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
said
what his
you do it
fucking problem
constantly
is.
on lots of channels. Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'll
know
gladly
that.
come talk to you by myself in a private conversation. You got a problem with me?
Oh yeah, he's kind of going after you. Yeah, what's up with that? Oh, hey, take it easy, man. We like Tom here.
Yeah. And we appreciate your super chat too. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I very much
but
appreciate it.
That
Awkward
doesn't stop
timing.
the fact that you're being a dickhole, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're
So-
going after him pretty hard. I Tom does not come across foolish to me as he's talking right now. I don't know. I'm no lawyer, but he sounds. I mean, what he's saying to me sounds totally reasonable. I wouldn't describe it as foolish at all. I don't know, man. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I like Tom.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good dude. Would you guys like to hear some good news?
Yes.
Sure.
I was just reading on Twitter that
No, you weren't disagreeing, dude.
It's
You
like,
were
how's that
saying
good
I don't
news?
know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a fucking difference. You want to be a dickhole? We can go take this in a private conversation.
Damn.
I'm not in the mood.
Damn.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, you are kind of being sort of snarky, Scorpion. Facts, they hurt some feelers. That's not. I don't think that's what's happening. I think you're accusing.
You called him a fool. You did say he's making.
Yeah,
a fool
you're
of
being a
himself.
bit disrespectful.
So I mean,
Yeah, you are. And we like Tom. And
I'll
Tom-
give you your $10 back gladly, dude.
Well, I won't. But don't speak for me, Tom. No, but the good news is, Gary, for
yeah,
Nerd
you are
Rotting-
kind of going after him.
There he is, being a dickhole again.
Yeah. All right. I don't want
Bring him
Scorpion
on.
no, because we got a show to do,
No,
and I'd rather do the show.
no, yeah, I don't want.
And he said, "Good news, Gary Nerd Rider." Let's go back to that.
Yes. Gary replying to D-Day Cobra, who we all know is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, says 8,761. New record for Friday Night Tights.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I mean, they
Now we're
went
talking
for a
about-
while.
That is
Yeah,
pretty
because
rad.
it was on when this started.
Yeah.
almost
you guys start-
9,000. Almost 9,000 live. And that does not, I mean, there's a lot of people watch it afterwards.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's a lot of individual viewers
Congrats,
watch FNT. So way to go, boys. Way to go.
Yeah, it said like 50,000, 60,000 views already. I believe. I checked it. So congrats.
Yeah.
You guys are killing it.
It grows. It grows. So Wake Down, do you have something to Ascension Dildo says, hey, being disrespectful is my job.
Yeah. And I do wonder if Ascension Dildo
That
has
is
set a bad
correct.
example where he's just such a snarky asshole. That could be a snarky
I don't
asshole
mind
too. He
goofing
does
around and shit, but that's just sorry, dude. I ain't.
Ascension Dildo's funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
even when he's
actually,
being a jerk.
yes,
He's
he
funny.
can be.
At times, yeah.
So yeah, I had to completely resync the audio on this video. That's why it took forever. I had to rip it. I had to resync the audio and then re-render a new video.
All right. Well, is
Oh,
it?
man.
Where are we? Where are we in this? Is it like?
This is just the whole segment of the story that has you in it. But I
it's
mean,
the
we
whole
can
thing. But the whole
yeah.
thing's like 10 minutes, right?
11:55 roughly. But I
Yeah.
mean, there's some gold in here. I figured we could just go through it.
Well, because
So how
I don't
flexible
want
is Matt?
Bro, when
real
I
thing-
saw, I'll just say this: when I saw the lamp, I almost died. I had to go off camera.
Well, for the purposes of not getting copyright struck, still,
Yeah.
See, is that Lifetime? Like the channel Lifetime?
Mhm. It's like one of Lifetime's like secondary channels.
Oh my!
Oh man, so yeah, I don't want to get struck. So like, if
Yeah,
you
we're
could
gonna have
go
do this
to
in,
the gold,
like, pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I like.
So I don't know if people are just joining because. I'm sorry, just pause it for 1 second.
Oh wow.
So people who are just joining, I used to be an actor in LA, and this is this show that I did for one of these Lifetime networks, and it's well, it has an interesting twist. I guess that's all. So yeah, by all means.
Yes.
He goes back to work.
Finally earned enough money.
It actually doesn't even exist. That's the worst part.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. I didn't know your name was Jeff.
Still tens every class.
class. He hates yoga. Oh, that's so lame.
Yes,
Oh,
so
my
She
God.
deserves to be nosy on his ass.
No,
You deserve better than that anyway, Matt
Man.
Jackson.
I can't wait to get that shit on DVD, man.
Blu-ray. Give me that motherfucker in 4K.
That is My Crazy Ex Season 4, Episode 5.
Episode 5? All right.
Oh,
The good news is Matt looks nothing like he does now. This was the beard and the mohawk.
I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by
You're
the way,
welcome.
by the way, all hell to Wake Down for that one.
Wow.
Good pull, buddy.
I
Yeah,
feel
man.
kind of
Like I said,
Good job.
He's like,
Some
good call.
applause.
I'm gonna fucking kill you later.
No, it's my idea. I brought it up. It was my idea.
I know.
I don't understand how
I'm just kidding,
like,
crap, dude.
I know. No,
That was totally worth
Oh
$2.
no! Oh no! Eric K in the chat.
Uh-oh. What?
Oh
No, some F&T.
Oh no!
Oh,
Here's the thing.
Oh,
Matt
Yes.
got caught in 69K.
Yes,
oh, shit.
Standing ovation.
no.
So here's the thing: if you did throw that on F&T, you would get a lot more subs.
I mean, that's true.
Yo.
It'll probably bump you to 10K in one jump.
But it's not gonna be
At
the
what
subs
cost?
you want.
Yeah, what cost?
But it's
Shoulda
gonna
went
be
to
the
Romania,
elderly
man.
crowd that's gonna be subbing.
Dude, I think the consensus is you should have gone to Romania.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know.
After that, how could you not?
Texas Shire.
No,
You're all
you
like,
gotta
so-
know.
I'm
He's
worried
a
about
sub
how
for
it would
subs.
look on my career, but I'll do this.
Can't argue with you,
man.
Tom. There were
I love
two
you,
different
brother.
times in my career when I got
I
that
love
one.
you,
I
man.
was just happy to book the work.
You're gonna wind up on Friday Night Tights. You know that, right?
Oh, but no one knows.
Man,
Harry
so-
Chan is
Oh.
Yeah,
gonna
but-
have
tell
but
Perry
you know
Chan.
what's-
The world
you know
will
what's
know
worse, Matt?
soon.
Wait a minute. You know what's worse? There's a good chance that it's going to be Az with the crop.
You know what? You know what? You know what? I could see Matt. I could see Matt doing the table thing, and I could see Az naked with the whole Friday Nights team on his back, and they're sitting on the table.
And just like,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
come.
Oh no,
Don't
Tom!
Look, I'm gonna put Brie Larson's face.
You
on
are
the
legitimately a terrible human being.
You want me to delete it? I
Oh,
will.
what have you done, Tom?
I'll delete it. Nobody knows.
You're
Oh.
immortalized on Twitter.
Oh shit!
I told him to stay off Twitter.
Oh God!
You want me to
Yeah,
delete
just
it?
already replied.
Dude,
Kate says you
fucking-
like Depeche Mode. I
That
don't know
that
about that.
fucking Scorpion kid should have just hung around for a little while. He would have been. He would have.
Yeah, I mean,
humiliating me.
He might be lurking. He might still be here. Just like,
but
oh, I'm
he might
angry
be
watching.
lurking, but
Holy
he ain't
shit!
talking.
Do you want me to
He's
delete
dead.
it?
They got-
I'll delete it.
Signed up.
Oh no, you can keep. I mean,
I will. I will, dude. I will.
Oh.
obviously.
Jesus, Tom.
No, in all seriousness, I will. Dude. Before more people
Actually,
like it.
seeing it as
Oh,
a
you liked
still
it already.
frame
Too
like
late.
that.
You liked
Yeah.
it. You liked it.
look-
It's too late.
You could leave the lamp one. Nobody would know it's him.
Yeah, nobody would
No.
know.
The lamp one, yeah.
That's
We
what
would
makes
know.
it even funnier. That completes the package, though.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yo,
The best part is that there's no context.
It's just that's what I
That
put it-
makes it.
everybody agrees
So much better.
the F&T crew should land on that table.
They're just gonna be like,
That's
"What the fuck
insane.
is this?"
Oh my god.
It's gonna take everybody forever to.
I
figure
feel
it
like
out
I just
anyway.
watched Matt's Illuminati shaming ritual. Like, is that really happening?
How did you
What
not
was
make it in
that?
Hollywood
I-
after that?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, they should be all, yeah, he's all good.
Yeah, you should have been in the Avengers.
Damn.
Right? I should have been like Captain America's like body, like number 2 or something.
Essentially, yeah,
evil,
okay.
evil Captain America. But no, I got nothing
Oh
for it.
shit.
I think we gave him a stroke. He said, "Is he okay?"
Oh my god.
Yeah. See, here it is, all out of context, just because.
Just
and
out
then-
of context.
Oh.
Oh my god, the close
completely out of context.
I love how Kate responds.
When Kate responded, is he like Depeche Mode? Shout out to
up.
Depeche Mode, but shout out to Kate too. That's awesome.
Well,
You're
real quick,
immortalized now.
Eric K sent the $10 super
They're
chat.
very
Thank
high
you very much.
quality images, mind you.
Oh
He
my
says,
God.
"Oh
you
my
had good
god,
form
they
when you
are."
did that shit though.
Thanks. That's why they hired me. You know.
Yeah, well, I rendered it at 720p. It wasn't that
Well, I
large,
just
but I
grabbed it
scaled
off
it
my
up.
screenshot,
Oh,
Yeah.
and I got the 4K screen, so it captures everything really big. So yeah.
Nice.
All jokes aside,
boy.
all jokes aside, and that was I feel traumatized. That Matt at Bohemian Grove. Yeah, I'm surprised.
I just want to let you know, I feel sexually harassed, and I'm going to be filing a lawsuit with the state of California.
I, on the
yeah,
other
man.
hand, am feeling strangely sexually.
Whoa,
confused,
whoa!
and I don't know what to do now.
Oh.
I think I want to take up yoga.
Good God.
I think I want to wash my eyes out with bleach, but
Namaste, everyone.
Well,
was
you have to
hilarious.
understand the reason why Tom wants to take up
Sick.
yoga is so he can basically take Jackson's place
Exactly.
Right.
and raise money.
That's some good fucking. Hey,
Hey.
he said it. That's good money,
Hey.
yo.
Jackson cleaned up the imaginary Jackson.
That's right. He got his studio.
He got his studio.
Got
Yeah,
his
he
own
did.
place.
Let me just read Eric K's $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Eric K. The Mensch Wrench. You know him, you love him. Most amazing night on YouTube. Everyone will forget. Everyone will never forget it.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
This is up there. This is probably more memorable than the drunk stream. I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, no question.
Oh
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Oh boy.
I have a new thing to make a video about.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
here's what I will say. This, we had Scorpion 2 PC, but there's a lot of new people here. There's a lot of new people
Yeah,
in the
that's
chat.
true. That's true.
So this is their first introduction. A lot of people have just become fans of Fireball Production.
I guess I hope so.
And Hail Max 15, who's one of those new faces, has to head out. He said he's done after that. He had to tap out.
I gotta-
He had to tap.
I think
So I
we're all
appreciate you
done.
being here. I think I appreciate everybody, all the new fans of Fireball who's just showed up.
Pat S makes a great
Yeah.
joke. He goes, "Good news, Matt. No more Brie Larson jokes."
Yeah, that's
Brie Larson's the
small
least
beer.
of our- Lord Thought.
Thought
Look, I
about
told you, I'm
it.
putting Bree's
How do you-
face on the old ladies.
Oh.
Oh boy.
But we can start introducing Briefoot jokes here
Reefa.
Oh,
because Bree, her feet are huge.
Well,
I
one of
like
them's
Bigfoot.
fucked up.
I didn't know that.
One
Yeah,
of them's
Man,
all
I've-
twisted.
They're nappy looking too.
Yeah.
yeah. She has gross feet.
Whew.
Man, when women have gross feet, that's a sign that everything ain't right.
I think that's why she's
between.
been showing them off lately. She probably spent a bunch of money to try and make them look good.
It didn't work.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't work.
Oh wow. The chat is crew.
Gagged by a foul ball. Oh my god.
Yo.
Cold era. AK, that's Robert, by the way.
By a foul ball.
Because he's the cold era now. He
That's funny.
switched up to his new rap name.
That actually would be
So-
a funny Photoshop of the ball gag, but it's my logo.
Yeah. All the pictures out there, kids.
That's a funny.
I didn't get the one where he was looking at
Wake
the camera.
down.
I tried.
You know
but-
what to do.
Yeah, there's the one where I have the fear in my eyes. That's probably the most memeable.
That's the
That would probably be-
I didn't get that shot. I tried.
Thomas Bowman. I have to offer up my respect to Matt. He did something I would never have done. Call it morals or simply a sense of self-worth. But I could not do that.
I think it's awesome, dude.
I'll tell you what. I'm not
think it's
kidding. That
awesome.
day on set was a lot of fun. It was funny. It was.
I
just
wish I
funny.
could have stories like that.
It
Like
made
the
me laugh.
closest I come is my buddy called me up one time and he's like, "You want to go be on?" He goes, "You want to go to New York?" I'm like, "Why would I want to go to New York?" He's like, "Well, we can be on Jerry Springer and they'll pay for it." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, they'll pay for the trip and they'll pay for $50 each for being on the show, and they'll pay for the room. All we got to do is say that I slept with your girlfriend. Oh, and you got to talk your girlfriend into it too."
Oh, and that part.
Oh,
Did you do it?
No, She didn't want to.
Oh, but you tried though. You did talk.
I asked her. Well, of course you asked. Like, who doesn't want to?
Hey, baby, we're going to New York and we're going to be on the set of Jerry Springer.
Free.
Yeah.
Free 99.
See, now what I should have done
That's
is
how you, and that's how his relationship ended with his girlfriend.
Yeah, right. No, I
Man,
should have just said
I
I
knew
knew
some-
some trip to New York and then sprung it on her when we got there.
That would been the smooth way to do it. Now he's throwing up because he can't believe what he just did. I knew somebody who went on the Maury show, but it was a legitimate reason to go on the Maury show.
So that one's real when he's doing all the. Okay.
Some I don't think they all are, but some
They're not all real, yeah.
No.
A lot
Some
of that shit's
them,
bullshit. A lot of those court
even
shows,
that one was kind of bullshit because they kind of already knew what the situation was, but they went on the Maury show anyway.
a lot of those court shows, like in LA, they cast you, like you audition for them.
Yeah,
right.
Well, and I know some of them, it's like they're real cases, but you basically sign away everything, like right then and there kind of thing. Like you can't resue anybody or anything like that, or if you don't like the outcome.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because like everybody gets paid anyway. It's really kind of weird.
Yeah, they're like, here you win $500. Like both of you made $5,000. You're good.
Yeah,
or $2,000, whatever they're paying. I don't know what they're paying.
God damn! I was just thinking, I have to clip that out and make that a video.
Yes.
Well, he's already got it for you.
The reveal was so damn funny. I mean, it was like I hadn't seen it since I did it. So funny.
Oh man.
Oh, that was.
I don't know where to go with my life after that.
Yeah.
It might take me till tomorrow afternoon, but I'll upload the thing. I'll upload various versions of it to Google Drive.
Oh, thanks.
There we go.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go vomit and then go to bed.
I was just like, that's what all I got.
I was wanting to go to bed like 30 minutes ago, but I want to stay and watch the whole entire thing.
Well, I'm glad that it brought joy because when I saw it, it was abject horror, and I was just like,
yeah. If I was you, Matt, I would have buried it.
Yeah, but that's what's funny.
Hey, I give you props, dude.
Thank you, sir. I remember like old Opie and Anthony episodes where like they would do like Jimmy would bring in like his old stand-up sets and like other comedians would do like their first, and it's so brutal, like they're so bad, and it's like, but everyone got such a kick out of making fun of the person for doing it, and you just like get sit in the barrel, and I was like, that's so funny. So it's like I knew that would be funny to bring here. I don't even think at this point the horror movie would be interesting in comparison. Because that just took the cake. That's why I kind of forgot about I even did that until you were bringing it up. I was like, oh yeah, right, I did that. That would be funny. So glad everyone got a laugh. Whew. Are you guys ever coming back?
Oh yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, that's provided he's like fuck these guys. I want them back on the.
No, I'm
again.
serious. I find it admirable, dude. It's really cool that you did that, man.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, honestly, that day on set, that was the most fun. Was doing that shit. It was hilarious. It was very funny. Maybe not for all the reasons intended, but it was funny.
Yeah.
Whew.
I don't even know how to. How do you talk about?
How do we top? What do we do now?
Yeah, like,
there's
oh,
not much
Scarlett
you can do.
Johansson's lawsuit. It's like, yeah, we care more about that.
Oh, shit.
And I don't think I definitely don't have anything that can live up to that. So
No, there's nothing that can.
no,
Nothing. No.
You can't top that shit tonight.
no, we can just go out on that if you guys want. We'll just fucking be like, all right, we did it.
I gotta piss.
Yeah. All right.
There's that as well.
Well, this was great. This was another episode of the.
Sorry for
Cocktail
the
Lounge.
dust up, man. But hey.
Yeah, no, that guy was on.
No, I mean I
man.
should have been a little cooler with him, but still, like.
Well, I could sense your frustration, but like I like addressed it and was like, listen, man, like, you know, whatever. And it's like just being the mediator, basically just saying like, let's just go our separate ways.
Yeah.
And then he kept getting pissy, and then he like goes and leaves a comment like on another video of mine, like he's just stewing at home. It's like, dude, what did anyone do to you? Like, no one singled you out. Like, we were just having a conversation. It's like, yeah, maybe you don't like what Tom's saying, but there's no reason to go like get personal and shitty. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he took it too far. He was talking about, he always does this. He does this on other channels, and I think that's
kind of where it got me really kind of. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, because he had said the first comment, and it was like the very first comment we said, Tom's a legal expert. I don't think it was the thing, but when he said something about the other channels, that's when you started to get upset. I understand it, man.
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
very
chill
reasonable. Yeah, dude, like just stop. Like no one's, everyone here is cool. This is like a, it's a cool stream. No one here is trying to make like declarative statements about legal precedent. We're just having a conversation about, culture. There's no reason to be so shitty.
No, and I even actually came back to him. I'm like, fair, to be fair, yes, I'm generalizing. Like I did say that to him too, but he still just kept going. Like,
and we gave him enough chances to be cool, and he just wouldn't do it. And like even Sentient Dildos, like gave him Richard said, he gave him 3 warnings. So it's like,
yeah, he had a lot of warnings.
I don't know, man.
I just apologize to everybody in the chat and everybody on the show.
Oh, Darius Munchausen. No, don't apologize, dude. You don't have anything to apologize for. Darius Munchausen says, I won't be able to catch this time slot again for a long time, so I'm glad I got to be here for tonight. I'm glad you were here too, brother. This was
Shout out to Vigilante Munchausen, aka Darius Munchausen.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever be able to live up to that again. So I'm glad you were here.
That's like a once dude, that is cool. Not just so much that you did it, but the fact that you actually shared it.
Like, yeah, well,
that takes some balls, dude.
It does, balls. Dude. No, seriously.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, and it's like I don't think it's gonna die anytime soon. I don't think that was the end of it.
No, this is only the beginning.
You should know in this community, no chance.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
You embrace it. It's what you do.
Absolutely. Eric K. Comics was just promoting your new video.
I was going to mention that before I ducked out. That I released a video right after Friday Night Tights where I talk about how to make the perfect female character in 2021.
Nice.
It's not very long. It's like 1 minute and 13 seconds long. So go check it out.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
It's pretty funny. I think. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm sure it is. That sounds like in the vein of Critical Drinkers, like Before I Got My Mind Right. Remember that video?
Well, it's I don't talk in it. It's all text. I mean, I've been doing these like really short videos where I just like,
Who left? 24 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I've been doing like these really short videos where I take clips of stuff and I just like do text, and yeah, people are forced to read. But yes, there will be a video with my voice back very soon. But this is, I think the only way I can kind of get like some form of daily content out is by doing this, because it doesn't take a lot of time to do it, which is nice.
Yeah, I was doing real short videos for a while. I haven't been able to this week, but yeah, I do like just do a voiceover, toss a picture up there, talk for 1.5 minutes, and call it a video. I've been doing quite a bit of that.
Well, those videos are great for social media. Like those really like fly.
Those do really well on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram. That's where they do well. Like a lot of comics do that. Like they'll do their stand-up set, but they'll do like the text on the bottom. And so it's like you're like read like the first few lines and like okay and click like that. For some reason, text over videos does well on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am exhausted. I need to go to bed.
Right on, comics.
Yeah.
Good hanging, man. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me as always. It's great hanging out with you guys.
Anytime, brother.
Appreciate your comments.
Absolutely.
Darn you for being so sexy.
Oh,
later, buddy.
Damn sexy.
Later.
Bye.
He just doesn't.
Later, comics.
24 came back.
24 came back. Tom, you got
still
anything going on? Anything fun to talk about?
Boy, we're knee deep in fucking He-Man shit right now. Like we're really trying to figure out what the hell's going on with the rights.
Okay.
Other than that, we just I'm sure Andre may have something to say about this Conan thing, but other than that, we've been just so like He-Man kind of. I mean, we knew it was going to be, kind of our thing. We kind of pre-planned for like a week, and then everything changed, like because everything went insane. So,
well, I really like listening to you talk about it because, you're very passionate about the property, but you also are a big fan of what's his name, Kevin Smith. So it's like to hear like the double insult for you is like insight into why this isn't not just a kid show. Duh. There's a lot more going on here.
Well, let's just say somebody passed me one of his possible emails.
Really?
Yeah. So
I don't even know what to say though, because I'd be such a cunt about it. Like
I'll tell you guys after what I'm thinking. So.
Okay. And just to kind of piggyback off that point, a lot of people I've been seeing just on social media, people bring up how Kevin Smith used to criticize media. I guess he has a DVD talking about how Tim Burton didn't get Batman '89. and I think one of the Clerks or Silent Bob cartoons. It's a whole thing about, I want to say, one of the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah.
Was it? So he's done this before, and it's like he's trying. Oh, grow up! It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No one can be more hypocritical.
And I think that's a big part of it, is he just doesn't understand that, like, because since this isn't Star Wars, it isn't Batman. You know what I mean? Like, to him, and I get this. I've gotten this from a lot of people in the community I respect. Like, that's the thing, is it's one of those sad things that some people just don't realize is just as important as Star Trek and Star Wars and all these other properties, but they don't see it that way, because if you're of a certain age, it does have a stigma about it.
It does, but isn't it a cartoon designed for adults?
This new one is. That's the thing, and that's kind of
the new one is. Fuck off with that argument.
And that's the other thing. It's like, that really needs.
Oh, what do you care about Game of Thrones? It's just got dragons and magic. What do you care
exactly.
About? The whole culture was like enthralled by that show. Oh, you're all fucking childish and stupid because you like Game of Thrones. How about that?
Even then, He-Man was like a seminal kids show. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
If you make which they have, making gay characters on Sesame Street and stuff like that, it's the same sort of, like, this is a huge part of. A lot of people grew up and went through He-Man, especially from between the years 1980 and 2000. A lot of people were exposed to He-Man as a kid. So it's like, nah, this is a pretty big deal.
And D-Bub Martin says He-Man blew up Midnight Edge Espanol, got demonetized.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I said, well, we had initially planned on doing like
I didn't cover
a He-Man retrospective. We were kind of doing the He-Man rights thing, and then Kevin blew this whole fucking thing up worse, and it just got out of hand. And of course, the show was even worse than we anticipated. So yeah, it was like, everything we had initially planned kind of changed.
His comments made it so much worse by saying things like, "Yeah, we killed him twice," as if like that's the love letter to the fans, is to kill their hero twice. Like, you fucking fat hypocrite, shut up.
It loses its effectiveness if you just keep killing people off and stuff.
Kevin Smith's a dick.
Well, and technically, from what I heard, he can't really kill anybody off. So I have this feeling that by the end of the show, when Tila takes over as sorceress, she's going to just kind of reset everything. So Orko will be back and all that kind of crap.
And two things. Raz M. Naz, and sorry if I'm messing up your name. Look up Julian. He's a transgender puppet. No, that's the first thing. No, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I guess it was inspired by Sesame Street, so that's wrong. I got that wrong.
Oh, okay.
Don't they have the one character on Sesame Street though that has two mommies or some shit now? And
there's one
that has
they have one of those. Yeah.
Then there's
something resonated with me when you said, the current He-Man was actually for adults, whereas the original '80s cartoon was a kids' cartoon.
Yeah.
And they're throwing away Kevin Smith's movie series because it was made for kids. It strikes me because I've been following Just Some Guy and Gary talking about the Tolkien Society's those papers that were submitted in the seminars that are now apparently finally online, and I expect some seriously outraged videos to come out, clipping them. But one of the things that occurred to me was one of the things that pissed off the academics, like the people who wrote those papers about Tolkien, was that Tolkien was one of them. Those stories were written by somebody who was from their background. He was an apostate. And this is Kevin Smith making something for adults, and he has to retreat to that same thing. Oh, it's for children.
Mm-hmm.
It has to. He has to.
Well, he's
he
not
has
doing
to go
it,
there because otherwise
he's letting other people. He's letting other people make that argument. He's not saying it himself, but he's letting other people say it.
But he's not arguing with it either.
No, he's not. Because
right.
I don't know. I don't know if he genuinely doesn't respect the franchise, or if he. I always think anytime these guys go woke, like Seth Rogen or whatever, I always feel that they've got some skeleton that these people are dangling over them and being like, do what we tell you or the world's going to know about this. That I always think that, because I'm just like,
I think that either that or Clerks 3. I think he really wanted Clerks 3. He got it greenlit around the same time.
Which Clerks 2 fucking sucked.
Well, he had Clerks 3 greenlit way before all this stuff, though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And that's the other thing is I actually thought he crowdfunded that when I found out Lionsgate got behind him on that one. So so he didn't need any money for it or anything. This to him was obviously a paycheck, but I really do I don't genuinely think he went in to try and piss anybody off. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but if anything, a lot of the fault lies with the producer, Ted Biaselli, because he's the guy who works through Netflix and Universal, and he's the guy that they were trying to make this show for.
Hey, Paulie's here.
Hey,
Paulie.
Yeah,
D.
what's
Bud
going on,
Martin
Paul?
says you don't count his super chat as the first super chat on Midnight's Edge Espanol. I got to give you some help.
I guess maybe Paulie was the first super chat and saying, I guess his thought is, well, if I'm the first super chat.
Maybe. Well, yeah, you
That's
were,
what I'm
weren't
thinking.
you, Paulie? You were the first one. That's true.
Yeah.
Hail. This is a great chat from Eric K. Eric K puts the Wake Downs channel in there, and he says, if Wake Down did not earn your sub tonight, I do not know what would. Sub to the brilliant at Wake
You
Down.
said would.
That's the least of his problems.
Could not argue.
I just subscribed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
please sub to the Wake Down. Please sub to their Emporial as well.
Much appreciated. Yeah,
sub to
Nerdporial,
24/7 Fusion Media. We do a show
Thank you,
Mondays. Hopefully, we still.
See, that's the thing. I don't know half the people who have channels or don't. Sometimes it's so hard to find anybody on YouTube.
So much. There's so much content. There's so many people.
I'll say this: if you actually go to my channel to watch videos, just watch stuff from the playlist titled "Comedy," and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be the target of some of those jokes.
One or two.
That's the best
stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure, but maybe. The Wake Down also did our intro for the the secondary intro for the Culture Crime Fighters, which I think we could. Can we get another one of those?
Yeah, I've made five. I've wondered why y'all never. I've made like 5 different ones, but if you tell me what you want in them, I'll make a specific one.
Oh, maybe
just send us
my
to
homework. He probably
we
did.
privately talked like, yeah, we need to ask him to make another one. Just never, and I don't know. We both,
and he probably did. I just didn't.
Yeah, I'll hook y'all up with something nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
Something that's not making fun of you.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, Pat S is right. Okay, I'm trying to get my man 24/7 Fusion Media to 500. He's 15 away.
Hey, there we go.
If everybody in the chat sub to 24/7 Fusion Media,
oh wow, thank
you
you.
will be over 500. So you can do it. It's a great channel. If you want a channel that covers everything and like I mean everything, 24/7 Fusion Media is the channel for you. He has videos every day almost on a lot of stuff that even a lot of bigger channels don't get to. A lot of news and updates on a lot of productions that a lot of people don't get to. So please check out his channel.
Yeah,
it's a great channel, and he's doing live streams.
Bigger. It's weird that you're not bigger. Like, and I put this a comment on one of your videos, and I hope it didn't come across like kind of passive aggressive because it wasn't the intention. Like, your content is great, but dude, your thumbnails are fucking fire.
Yes. Oh, thank you, man.
Seriously, they look like they come from like a studio. They're brilliant. Like
you literally do everything right.
Yeah.
I try. I'm still learning a lot. I'll be honest, man. Boy, Midnight's Edge is a big inspiration. Like when like no bullshit. I'm just real. That since Tom's here, I'll just say what I got to say. It's like, man, when I started, I was watching a lot of things, man, and boy, dude, like I've even told. I don't even know if Tom even remembers, man. When he first started doing Mead Radio, I was asking him like, how do I get copies of this shit? And I don't even know if he even remembers, but I was asking him like, yo, how do I get a copy of his? Because dude, to me, man, I listen to him so much, man. And I listen to Midnight's Edge, and I listen to Andre, and I'm just like, man, I don't know, man. I draw a lot of inspiration from that, man, and trying to, be entertaining at the same time, be as factual as you can. And I mean, I know Tom got insiders and people that that he can talk to. I'm just a guy that I read what I read, and I listen to what the community says, and I try to put together the best thing that I can possible just off of what I know, because I don't know anybody in the industry. But I know what I love, and I love I love this community. I love a lot of people don't like the word community, but I like
fellowship.
I love I love the fellowship, and I love making content and putting out videos, and I one day I'm just trying to work to be on that level. But the thing is, it's the journey of getting there, man. So Tom, man, I appreciate you, man, and just in case you never heard it from me, man.
Oh,
It's always an honor every time you get to come on, even if I only say 2 words and we're just sitting on the panel together. I'm like, well, fuck, man. Just finished doing something with Tom, so that's just I appreciate it, man, and it's just just sitting here listening to y'all and watching y'all for years, man, and finally getting a chance to at least had the honor to be on the stream with y'all, man. It means a lot, man, and meeting Matt and everybody else, the Weight Down Vigilante. I mean, it's just, dude, everybody's awesome, man. Netporial and just another red shirt. I mean, people are awesome, man, and fuck, man. I mean, we all trying to get there together, man, and and it's cool that as a fellowship, we're sitting here and we're sub to each other and we're watching each other's content, and man, I just want to get to the top, with y'all, man, and side by side, and I want to earn my stripes, man, and and Tom has, man, and a lot of people are earning their stripes at the moment, and I want to be one of the ones that earn my shit, man. I don't want a free backpack or anything like that, man. I want to earn my shit, that when people come watch me, they watch me because they really enjoy it, not because somebody said, hey, go sub to his channel, and I mean,
I, on the other hand, will get big anyway, possible.
Right.
I don't have that much integrity.
We saw the video. We know, man. We just went over it.
You just come and give me subs.
Yeah,
I don't care.
We know that now.
No, I'm fucking around. Nah, dude. Yeah. No, 24/7, man. I always like your passion, dude. I always like that kind of camaraderie thing you have, that kind of like come up together vibe. I really respect that, and I identify with that. And it's like, I mean, I've seen you grow. Like, I think when I was introduced to you, I think you had maybe 100 subs. You've already got 4 or 5 times that. So, man, it's all journey, and we're
I mean,
it's fucking fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's with you showing me love, and a lot of other channels showing me love, man, and having me on, I just want to rock this with y'all, man, and create great moments and memories with y'all, man, and just rise to the top with y'all, man. I don't see myself as being no better. I just want to do good shit that you guys can be proud of doing a stream with me and say, hey, that's my boy. Like, I tell you what, Matt, when I see you and Vigilante, and when I see Tom, like, man, and when I seen Tom with he was with the dude from La Bamba, man, and I can't Lou Diamond Phillips, and I seen him doing all that. I was like, fuck, look at Tom, and I was like, boy, I was fucking proud. I was like, yo, that's my man. And then when I seen both of y'all with like Nerdrotic, and I seen y'all with Robert Meyer Burnett, I was like, fuck, look at my boys are doing it, like, and I'm excited. It's nothing about jealousy, man. I'm just like, well, fuck, hopefully one day, I'll get a chance to interview Tom or interview Robert Meyer Burnett and talk to people, because I have Robert Meyer Burnett's movie right here next to me, man, and I got the collector's edition.
That's awesome.
So I mean, and I've owned it for over 10 years, and now you guys are doing streams with a man that I've watched his movie and always wanted to see more of it, and that's the only thing we've ever gotten from him, like, as far as like something like that. And shit, just the fact that he's down with us, and he's cool enough to talk to us and everything. It's like, fuck, man. It's a dream come true, man. And it's not nothing about being starstruck, man. It's just the fact that I respect what everybody came from and what everybody's doing, and dude, man, much props.
No, just hit me up, man. Anytime you want to talk, like, these guys will tell you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I'll
Tom is the fucking man, and so are you 24/7. And make sure you guys, if you have not subbed to 24/7, he works 25/8 according to Vigilante Williamson. So make sure you give.
How I wish there was 25 hours in a day and 8 days a week.
Look, and Vigilante's right, man. 24/7 covers some interesting topics for shit you're not hearing from everybody. It's like some like little like minutia shit. You're like, oh yeah, that's interesting. Like, I'm clicking because I want to know the news. So thanks for coming on, man.
It's hard to be factual, man, on a lot of shit when you got information coming from all different kind of sources, man. But I try to be, as on point as possible, trying to read, as much as I can before I do a video. And even sometimes, your information might not be, as on point as you would like it to be, man. But, one day at a time, man. Hopefully, I'll be there to where it's like when I say something, you can guarantee it's the, it's the bottom line truth without it wavering, in any way. But all that takes time, man. All that takes time, man. But shit, man, I'm just excited, man. There's good people that are paving the way, man. And I just want to come and do my part, man. Just always think about one thing Ether Van Sciver says. He says, man, when it comes to the fellowship, what are you actually contributing to this, man? And I always think about that. And I want to be someone that, that y'all can remember as saying, hey, man, he tried to put it down and he tried to represent us, man. And, I'm one of y'all, man. I'm sitting here watching, Midnight's Edge come up and seeing Tom and just, and then, and seeing us coming up from nothing, man. It's dude, it's nothing like it, man. And it's just an honor to be a part of it, man. So, I just want to do my part, man, while I'm here, man.
Fuck yeah, man. We're happy to have you. Another person we're happy to have who's also on their grind, the Nerporial Life Form, brother. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, dude.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
Right on, man. Well, this was fun. This was wild. Nerporial Life Form's also got a channel. He puts together some interesting content, some well-made videos. Clearly, a lot of time goes into it.
Very well made.
Yes.
Yeah, you're close to 1,000, and you've inspired me to kind of switch up my videos. I haven't done as many live streams. Yeah, I actually haven't had a chance to edit, but I'm trying to do more long-form videos similar, and it's a fun process. So, please check out the Nerporial Life Forms channel.
Absolutely.
If you want to see really well-made videos on different video game and movie properties. They're really awesome.
Yeah, they're very well done.
Well, thank you very much. My next project I'm working on is a review of Raiders of the Lost Ark. You guys might have heard of that movie.
I have.
And my other video game project.
Wait, what's your angle on the Raiders of the Lost Ark? What's the angle on the video? Because I mean, it's Raiders of the Lost Ark. We all like Raiders of the Lost Ark, but what's your angle? What are you going with?
Angle. I'm just gonna basically talk about it. I'm just gonna talk about I'm basically gonna introduce it. I'm gonna go into the background. I'm gonna talk about my own personal how I got introduced to it.
Cool.
Plot analysis, and then I it's like writing an essay. It's I come up with a conclusion. I put in supplemental material that people might not know about. So, like my last major video I did was a retrospective on the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. And so I just looked up, I did some research because I used to read wikis all the time and stuff. And I just basically, this whole thing is kind of part of an autobiography of me, of my life, how I got into stuff. And I'm kind of starting from early age, moving up and stuff, especially with the video game side of it. The movie side of it, I'm just kind of, I'm looking at, if you see my banner, I have it's my actual Blu-ray shelf. I'm just looking to see what would be the next best thing to talk about. So,
right on, man.
But yeah, I do something that I don't know of any other YouTubers that do it. I actually tease my next project.
The video?
You know how TV shows, they tease the next episode.
Yeah.
Usually at the very end. Well, I do that with Aliens. I teased Raiders of the Lost Ark right at the very end. Luckily, I was able to get away with using the music. I had to cut it to a way that I could use it. So, but yeah, it's pretty tricky. My friend taught me how to edit using Adobe Premiere Pro. So
yeah, that's what I use. It's a good platform.
So yeah, I've been playing around with creating intros using just splicing different themes together and stuff, and just kind of trying to create something new with that. So.
Fucking A. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man. I really appreciate it. And you can catch Just Another Red Shirt on Minds. And he's always around. Give him some love when you see him modding. He mods here. He mods on Nerdrotics channel. He mods on a few other channels too, right? Vigilante and always find Just Another Red Shirt. And subscribe to my partner in Culture Crime Fighting. I hope that we remain partners after tonight's video. But Vigilante Williamson always pumping out content, new videos, and we do our Culture Crime Fighter show every Wednesday. This week we'll be on Vigilante Williamson's channel. We got a big guest.
Yeah, Clifton Duncan is he confirmed, so I do want to double check because I'm always nervous. Yeah, Clifton Duncan is going to be on the show on Wednesday, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that guy's really cool. If you guys remember, he was on FNT a few weeks back, and he's the actor, just beast, doesn't give a fuck, and is speaking his truth to like what the world's about and culture and all this stuff. He's awesome. So I can't wait to talk to that guy. That guy was great. And this was awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for everyone for coming. Eric K, the Mensch Wrench, thank you. Sencha Dildo, Darius Munchausen, Raz Manazix. It's great to the Islington girl, Hail My Dare, Thomas Bowman, Pat S, Shellback TJC, D Bud Martin, Thomas Bowman, Parrot Head,
Wes Moody, who snuck in late.
Moody Webcast sneaking in, Paulie the Latino Slant, and everybody who popped in tonight. This was amazing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all next week. Have a great night.
All right.
Paulie, check your DM.
Paulie, check your DM.